Alright guys, you guys know the deal. If you want to start tapping and sharing and sending your heart means all the fun stuff. It's probably not going to be a very, very long live. I'm a little tired. Part of me just didn't want to go live, but I just want to make sure I'm in the habit of going live daily again, so probably won't be a super long one. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Alright, we are streaming on the tube. Yesterday I couldn't. I don't know what was going on. It was acting weird. Oh no, the day before it was acting weird. Yesterday my iPad just died and I just couldn't. Yeah, and this really bothers me that I cannot charge my iPad while doing this, even with the adapter. Yeah, like it says it's charging now, but it's not. It does the thing where it says it's charging, but it says not connected or something. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, none of that's really relevant to you guys. However, though, if you guys can continue to tap and share, that would be great. Hope everybody had a good Monday, or is having a good Monday. Alright, we are good to go. Good evening, guys. Good afternoon, good evening, good whatever. We'll wait for some more people to come on in. Yesterday was a little slow, but it was Easter, so I figured that's the reason. I don't know. I assume. But yeah, if you guys can all send in your heart me, that'd be great. Good afternoon, stuff. And I gotta do a couple more topics also, just to cycle through, just to keep it from being monotonous. Oh, I haven't done the body count one in a while. We should probably do that one. That always brings in very interesting people. So I should probably start doing that one again. I think I have a background for it still. I should, at least. That would be a good live to do, though. If for some reason this one ends up being slow, for whatever reason, I can try it there. I can try that live. No, never doing AB again. I don't mind if the topic comes up on occasion. Like yesterday, or the day before it came up, I think it was. And that's fine here and there, but I cannot do an entire live on it. Like, that's just not happening. Because all the debate bros would come on, and they seem to have a discourse. Yeah. Both Erica and I hated it. But, hey, Caitlin, thank you. These Phil bros almost certainly have some sort of Discord. They have some sort of Discord where, like, they get notified that somebody's doing a live on abortion. So all of these Phil bros come on into the live one after another, and it just gets really, really annoying. What's up, everybody on the tube? How are you guys doing? Hope you guys are all having a good Monday. If you don't already subscribe to me, make sure you do hit the subscribe button there in the top right, I believe it is, and those watching on TikTok, hit the follow button on the top left, please. Miss Lisa, thank you. But yeah, as I told you guys, I'll say it again once we get some more people in here. I'm a little tired, so I don't plan on going live for a very, very long time. However, we'll see how the live goes, but it's probably not going to be like a very, very long live. Tiernity, good for you. I'm happy for you. That's good. Thank you, David. I've been missing you doing that, David. I've been having to post it in the comments. I need to get more mods to help out with that when you're gone. I shouldn't be solely dependent on you, David. Although I am. Am I back? Yes, I am back home. I got back home on Wednesday. I got back home. You go on debates and stay in the comments. I try to inform people on topics I'm passionate about. Cool. Very cool. Have to define hate first. If you simply think not using pronouns someone prefers is hate, that's it. No, I don't believe that is hate. I do not believe that is hate. Depends on the reasoning. I think if you're purposely doing it, piss somebody off, yeah, I think that's a shitty thing to do. Hello, social approach. Yeah, I don't think disagreeing is hating. That's not my stance here. You can disagree and not be hateful. Everyone was watching Artemis. Cassie. I'll try to remember that as best as I can. Yeah, somebody I talked to yesterday was it was on the other topic, I think. He was really fixated on me defining the word hate. I think it was yesterday or the day before. But I think it was the other topic. But he was so fixated on it. He really wanted a very specific definition of hate. I think he got way too hyper-focused on that. Yeah, was that yesterday? I believe it was. Either way, it was annoying. It was very annoying. Alright, guys, again, if you can keep tapping and sharing, that'd be great. It would help out. Again, I know the beginning of the live is kind of important to setting the tone for it in terms of just getting the algorithm going. It is what it is. But yeah, if you do disagree with the background or voted for Trump, anything like that, make sure you hit the request button at the bottom. Because a life choice shouldn't be a political movement. I agree. I agree. I it shouldn't be a political thing to begin with. I think it forces us to focus on things that, or focus away from things that are much more important. Right. Let me write this one. Almost certainly the volume's not going to work right away. It always happens. I have to fix it. I don't know why it always does this. Hold on. If you're trying to speak, I'm not going to be able to hear you. Give me 1 second. I should be able to fix it. There we go. Fixed it. I'm happy. What's up?
How are you doing?
I'm great, man. I'm great. I just need to know your age, please, just for verification, please.
20 years old.
Alrighty, man. What's up?
Saw the prompt.
Hmm?
I wouldn't say I hate the LGBTQ community. I think that's a
Just
little assertive.
okay. Well, what word do you think would be more appropriate?
Um, I don't know if I could boil it down to a word just right off the top of my head, but I would
Hmm.
say in a sentence, um, I would say I have a fundamental um, disconnect with um, the homosexual lifestyle. I think it goes against uh, morals, ethics, and natural law.
What's the lifestyle? Because I'm confused because gay people can have the same lifestyle that a straight person has. I'm confused at what that lifestyle
Um,
is.
I think that the lifestyle. What I mean by that is uh,
Like
just homosexual relationships in general.
what? So
Is
what's the
is
problem?
it?
What's problematic about that? What or who does it harm?
I think it harms the person, and then I
That
also
individual?
think it goes
Okay.
against yeah, and I think it goes against natural law.
Okay. How does it harm that individual or any of the individuals in that relationship?
Because it fundamentally is not congruent with biology.
But what's the harm though? What's being taken away from them that they otherwise would have, or what's being given to them that's harmful?
Um, the normal heteronormative social roles that have made our society great for thousands of years.
But if they're happy in a relationship, how are they being harmed?
Because regardless, I
It sounds
think
like you're
happy
being.
is a
It
is
sounds like
a
you're the one being harmed. It sounds like it's bothering you, but it's not bothering them.
I think happy is a bad word to use because there can be tons of instances where you could be happy and
Hmm.
causing harm to yourself, and you could be happy. There's probably tons of people who are addicted to pain pills or addicted to heroin
Hmm.
are happy but are destroying their lives. I think
Well,
happy is
no, no,
a bad word to use in that
well, no,
instance.
I think if somebody is in addiction and they're not harming anybody else and they're happy, what the fuck does it matter? I don't think using
It's
substances is inherently wrong. If you're harming people, that's a different story. But if you're happy using substances, go at it. Keep doing it.
Well, I think that's where we have a fundamental disagreement because I think when you're dealing with life in general, whether it
Hmm.
be your life or someone's else's life, it should be striving for the betterment, not the degradation of it.
Okay. All right. Well, back to the relationship, right? We have two consenting adults with each other. Uh, um, both are happy, which I guess that's not a good thing too, being happy, but both are happy. Nothing's being harmed. I just don't understand how that's a thing you want to take away from them. Considering they're not straight, you can't force them to be straight anyways. So you're essentially forcing them to be in a position where they can have nobody, which I think is
Are you
really
saying
hateful. Yeah.
are you saying that it's at a biological level?
What I'm saying is, if you're forcing a gay person to not be in a relationship with another man or a lesbian to be in a relationship with another woman, they aren't attracted to the opposite sex. So you're essentially forcing them to have nobody in life, which you're forcing that person
I
to be
mean,
alone.
I would I would disagree with that in saying um, could you just repeat that last part? I just
Yeah,
had a little bit of brain
yeah,
fog.
yeah. Like if you're trying to force somebody who's gay or lesbian to not be in those relationships, they're not attracted to the opposite sex, so they're not going to be in they're not going to be in that relationship. Otherwise, they're just going to be single for the rest of their life, and therefore they can't be with
I got
anyone.
you. Number one, uh, I would say even in that instance, number one, not a politician, not a legislator. So, uh, just saying as my moral ethic and what I support in my community around me and my tribe or whatever, um, I would say benefits more from heteronormative relationships. And I'm not saying that in instances that like there's a complete eradication of a mindset. I'm saying that primarily the mindset shouldn't be celebrated because when things are celebrated, then things spread. Like when we celebrate slavery, slavery spreads. When we celebrate violence, violence spreads.
Well, but you insinuate that being gay in of itself is a bad thing. I think what it does is it allows people who are otherwise gay, who may not be open about it, to feel more comfortable being open about it, right? Because those people are going to be gay regardless, but now they're going to be in a position where they're still going to be in the closet, which is very harmful. That would increase rates of
How is it
depression,
harmful?
anxiety. To be in the closet, those people have higher rates
Yeah.
of suicide. You're going to put that in a position where they're going to have higher rates of killing themselves.
Any letter in the alphabet of the LGBTQ plus community has high rates of depression, even without being closeted or not being closeted.
That's not true. There's a significantly higher rates when they're closeted of those things. You're forcing them to be not
There's a
themselves.
significantly higher rate of people who medically transition or socially transition whose rates of depression skyrocket from 30 to 70%.
They go down after
So,
gender affirming care. They actually go down by 73% after gender affirming care.
where's that? You got a source for that?
Sure do, sure do. I'll pull it up. But yeah, so like, what if you were a politician? What would you dictate? What is it that you would want?
If I were a politician, I wouldn't probably have any aggression or any forced legislation, primarily towards LGB, any of those letters, except for I don't think fundamentally gay people can be married. I think that I would change that legislation.
What would
I
you
think that's a
what would you like? So what can they do then?
uh, they can exist in whatever type of relationship they want to exist in, but it says as a society and the most flourishing societies, we've never considered same-sex relationships to be qualifiers for marriage, except for the past 2 decades.
But now you're stripping them of benefits that one would get in a marriage, right? So there's plenty of benefits people get in a marriage. So you're just taking that away from them.
You can call it whatever you want. It's just not marriage.
Okay, so you can give them everything that you would get in a marriage. You just don't want to use the word marriage.
There was a form. The word slipped in my mind, but there was a formal word before we legalized same-sex uh, quote marriage before, where
Civil
you
union,
can be a civil partner or
civil
civil
union.
union or part. Yeah, I would if I was a politician, I would co-sign that.
So you would give them everything that they already have, just change the name of it.
Um, yeah, because I believe it's a fundamental disagreement with. I think it's like calling a square circle. Like we've understood marriage as between one man and one woman for pretty much all of human history.
Okay, and there was slavery for most of human history.
Huh?
There was slavery for most of human history also.
Okay, what's your point?
Well, I don't think we should appeal to history as something that we should continue to do or not do.
We should appeal to successful ethics of history, should we not?
All right, so what's unsuccessful about two men or two women marrying each other?
Because
They have
if we
lower rates of divorce. They actually have lower rates of divorce.
because if we study ancient civilizations before America, like the Roman Empire
Hmm.
or the Byzantine Empire or the Egyptian Empire, when things opposite of heteronormative relational behavior are happening and then celebrated within 60 years, we see a collapse. That's what happened with the Roman Empire. That's what happened with the Egyptian Empire.
The Roman Empire collapsed because gay people got married.
No, the Roman Empire collapsed because we stopped legalizing normal sexual relationships.
You have evidence of that? If that's the reason why they collapsed?
Do I have evidence? Well, you can look at the fall of the Roman Empire, which is primarily exhaustive in a lot of ancient texts, but it talks about having orgies. It talks about having sex with animals. It talks about women sleeping with their children, and I don't prescribe that as a particularly great ethic to live by.
How, how do you know that's the reason why they collapsed?
Hmm?
How do you know that's the
Because
reason why they
within
collapsed?
Well, because within 30 to 60 years of those legislations and those forms of government being celebrated, the government seceded.
No, that's not
It
true. You're
was
just making shit up. You're literally just making shit up.
uh,
That's not
I'm
even
really
remotely.
not.
That's not even remotely true. And by the way, I do have the source of that thing that I mentioned about 73% reduction of self-unaliving
Okay,
rates.
yeah, I
It's
got you.
called Mental Health Outcomes in Transgender and Non-Binary Youth Receiving Gender-Affirming Care. It's from JAMA Network. But yeah, they those who receive gender-affirming care, including puberty blockers and gender-affirming hormones, they had a 60% lower odds of moderate severe depression and 73% lower odds of self-unaliving.
Okay, I got you. And then I got this is from suicide or transition, the only two options for gender dysphoric kids.
Mm-hmm.
By the fourth wave now,
Mm-hmm.
it says that for adults, the number was 3%. Then for trans adults, it skyrockets to 17%. Then for
Yep.
those who socially transition, those for socially and physically transition, that number skyrockets from 16% up to 78%.
What's the name of this study?
The name of the study is Suicide or Transition, the Fourth Wave Now.
Fourth wave now. Okay, guys, we can get to a new guest at 20,000 likes. We are looking for opposition. You said let's try not to say that word. TikTok doesn't like it too much, but self-unaliving or transition, the fourth wave now. What's the
Yeah,
nothing's popping up? Do you have like an ID for it? Like
I
there should be
got
like a
I got
number ID,
I got
like a TMI.
unalivement or transition. The only two options for gender dysphoric kids. It's by Michael Bailey, and it's the fourth wave now. That's what the website is.
Oh, here, I think I might have found it. All right, let's pull it up here. Let's see. All right, so where does it show it in here? The 78% thing, or whatever it is that you said. Is it at the bottom? I have it pulled up right now.
It's written in my notes from the last I read this book was from a few months ago, so I'd have to pull it up on my computer.
Okay, because I'm trying to see where it increased. It looks like they're quoting some data from the CDC that I see over here. I'm just trying to see where the percentage went up after transitioning.
I got you. Let me grab my laptop.
Okay, yeah, that'd be great if you can.
I got you.
Okay.
Thank you for being calm. That's been a change of pace for the past 5 debates.
Now, I do see, and I am familiar with this study, the Swedish study, showing that they have higher rates of self-unaliving than cisgender people do, but we already know that to be true. The question is, does the rates of them self-unaliving? No. What I'm trying to say is, compared to cisgender people, yes. The question is, do the rates of self-unaliving go up or down after they get gender-affirming care? Not comparing it to cis people, but comparing it to trans people who did not get gender-affirming care. But yeah, I see the comments. Guys, this itself, you're right, is not a study. I see it. They are citing some stuff from the CDC. But yeah, this itself is not a study. But yeah, if you could point out exactly, I'm just trying to find where it shows or what data they are citing that shows it goes up after receiving gender affirming care, because that I would be interested in seeing.
Absolutely. I'm going to I really cannot for the life of me. I'm sorry, I'm in the process of moving. But I'm trying to find where my laptop is. But I just dropped you a follow if we have to finish that part of the conversation at a different time. But
okay. And again, guys, 20,000 likes. Hold on 1 second, guys. 20,000 likes so we can get 2 new guests. Okay. But yeah. What's up?
As far as that, I do have a few more sources on. So would you? I'll just ask you a couple questions real quick, and then I'll be out of here. Number one, great host. Great host, everybody. Drop the like. He's an incredible guy.
What else you got?
But so are you okay with socially and medically giving so-called gender-affirming care to children?
I don't know why you said so-called gender-affirming care, but based on the data, yes, I am okay with them getting it when they are diagnosed with gender dysphoria. Sure. Which is a hard diagnosis to get, by the way. It's not like something you could walk in and walk out and get diagnosed with. It takes at least 6 months at bare minimum to get diagnosed with gender dysphoria.
It does?
It does, yeah, because that's the requirement per the DSM. It has to at least take 6 months.
Is that for just children, or is that for everyone?
Any. Yeah, any.
Any?
Yeah.
So there was
that's per the
woman,
DSM.
Her name was. There was this woman. Her name was Camille Lafole. In 2020, she had her breast removed after a 2-hour-long Zoom meeting. So, what do you do with that?
What's the context behind that, though?
The context behind she was experienced gender dysphoria, and at Portland University, They did a series of she took a series of gender studies courses, and then she had her breast removed after just watching a 2-hour Zoom
I,
conference. How's that?
I have a hard time believing that. I'm gonna have to look it up. What's her name?
Her name's spelled funny. I'll spell it for you, okay?
If you can, sure.
It's Camille, so it's CAMILLE space, and then it's KIEFEL. This is in Oregon, I believe.
Okay, great. Yeah, does anybody know of this individual? Anybody that's a typical panelist of mine? Just that way we can kind of speed this up. But yeah, I'm just trying to see here, just if that's the case. Okay. It's going to take a minute for me to find it. Anyways, guys, if you can keep tapping and sharing, we are looking for opposition. Okay. And how old was she at the time, by the way, when that happened?
Let me see. I'm looking through my notebooks. So just bear with me. The only I have. Oh wait, I think that's the right one. I have a source if you want to go try to look for it.
Yeah, I mean, I see her. I mean, I googled her name. I see things about her. I just want to make sure I'm getting the appropriate information, the appropriate and accurate information.
I got the New York Post.
Okay.
Detransitioner. I am suing the doctors who removed my healthy breasts.
Okay. And listen, I don't deny that there are detransitioners. Before we get to this, of course that's the case, and I think they should be acknowledged, and I think they should get the appropriate care and all that stuff. And the data does show that detransitioning happens at a very low rate. We're looking at like 1% rate of detransitioners happening, meaning the remaining 99% are happy with what they do. But it does appear she was an adult when this happened. From what I can see.
Yeah, I'm saying, is it still wrong?
I think if you regret any medical care, I don't know if I'd use the word wrong, but yeah, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
No,
if you get back surgery and you regret it, that's wrong.
I'm saying if that statement is true about her breasts being removed after a 2-hour Zoom call, would you say that's wrong?
If that was the only context and she got no prior like medical attention, like she hasn't seen any prior like therapist or psychiatrist, hasn't been on any previous medications, she has no prior history of going to a doctor regarding these things, and it was just a 2-hour session, yeah. But I have a hard time believing that there was nothing prior to that 2 hours.
Fair.
That's definitely not the entire story.
Okay.
Do you know, Corey?
That there would be.
Yeah, so she misrepresented what she had gone through previously before consulting surgeons to indicate not only did she misrepresent that she was actually considering herself to be non-binary, not a trans individual, but beyond that, she misrepresented what the process she had gone through previously with other doctors to become identified with this. So she bypassed most of the process by lying, and she received diagnoses and treatment based off of her own lies. And now she regrets the surgery, which, as Doug previously noted, accounts for roughly 1% of all individuals who receive gender-affirming care. At least
is that one? So honestly, frankly, with the 1%, I think it's kind of irrelevant.
Why?
Because even if a small minority of evil was happening, we as a society should strive to end it. Correct?
But just saying evil, but it's.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're self-imposing the word evil upon it, but most other surgeries have significantly higher regret rates, like back surgery, knee surgery. Those are looking upwards towards 20 plus, 30 plus % regret rate. So if you're basing it off of percent regret rate, those are even worse. But you're self-imposing the word evil upon it when the majority of these people are happier and have better lives afterwards. I wouldn't call that evil.
To be clear about this, your argument would only hold merit if we were saying, hey, we shouldn't seek to assist the people who regret their transitioning surgery as well. But neither myself nor Doug are saying that.
But I think even at a fundamental level, even if people are happy with their transition, I think it fundamentally, without even throwing natural law into it, I think it disagrees with the rules of biology, and I think it's harmful.
If the rules of biology, we wouldn't be able to do it.
Thank you, sir.
If it disagreed with the rules of biology, we wouldn't be able to do it, and we wouldn't have studies pointing out that gender is a natural thing, and gender concepts and transgender individuals.
Gender doesn't exist. Gender doesn't exist.
Well, we can address that. What do you mean by rules of biology?
The rules of biology, and saying that because our body allows it to happen, that's a pretty weak argument. I had brain surgery when I was an infant, and my body sometimes resists the medication that it's been given. That doesn't mean that I don't need the medication. It just means my body doesn't agree with it. Just because my body doesn't agree with something that's being ingested into it doesn't mean it's harmful or negative. It's just it's either or.
But if it negatively affected your life in various ways, then yeah, it would be a bad thing.
Yeah, but it doesn't negatively affect my biology. This does negatively affect your biology.
Right, and that's why they get gender affirming care, because it helps them.
How does it help them by denying biology?
I don't know what you mean by, again, denying biology. Me getting glasses denies biology, or getting LASIK surgery denies biology, but it still helps.
I'm saying your health significantly declines when you have gender so-called.
Well, that you're going to have to prove. Well, that you're going to have to substantiate, because if that were the case, then yes, that wouldn't be a good thing. But every piece of research shows the opposite, that it does help alleviate depression, anxiety, substance abuse, self-unaliving rates, etc. Now, if you have counter research, if you have counter research, I can certainly take a look at it. I'd be happy to.
Okay, I do, but and again, those were psychological claims. Those weren't biological claims. Those weren't saying that, like.
What do you mean?
You were making arguments for mental mindsets, or a person didn't feel happy because they weren't socially accepted as a woman.
Yeah, well, mental health is still health. That's incredibly important. Would you want somebody walking around super depressed?
I'm not denying that it doesn't. I'm not denying that mental health isn't real. I'm simply saying that you seem to only be accounting for mental health and not the other.
Well, what else? What else would it be? What else would it be? Not for mental
loss
health.
of future sexual function.
But it's their body, their choice. But if it's their body, their choice, and they're happy, why is it your choice to dictate them?
We as a society should not agree with the self degradation of someone's body because it feels good to them. Should I be allowed
don't get back surgery. Back surgery causes depression in a lot of people. According to you, they shouldn't get back surgery because it changes their biology. If they don't want to
get back surgery, if they don't want to get back surgery, they don't have to get back surgery.
But to make this analogous, you would deny anybody back surgery.
No, I wouldn't.
But that would be analogous to that would be analogous, is what I'm saying.
I would say there's far more risks and negative side effects with gender affirming care than there is with most surgeries.
Cool. Give one specific risk or harm that comes with gender affirming care. Just one, because we keep asking you for one, and you just keep going with generalities of like bullshit natural law or denies biology without citing an example.
Cardiovascular disease, is that good enough?
Are you saying that cardiovascular issues increase with gender affirming care?
Yes.
Where does that?
Cool. Cite your source.
How does that happen?
Cite your source. The Mayo Clinic, gender affirming care for children has no bias, and then we got. Oh wait, excuse me. I think I got the wrong one. Bear with me just a moment.
Okay.
Okay, I'm pretty sure it's Transgender Report, Part 2, Physical Damage, the Catholic League.
Is it possible for you to cite a source that isn't from an inherently biased source that is literally just a propaganda mill?
Yeah, like I just want like
Well, it's
something from like
referencing the Mayo
PubMed
Clinic. Would you say the Mayo Clinic is biased?
well, no. So
No.
we can just go to the Mayo Clinic itself then.
I cite the actual
Okay.
study because the Catholic League is going to cherry pick what they like from the study while denying.
I'm simply giving you a link that brings you to another link because of my
bring us to
my
a
studies.
propaganda. So do better. Name the actual study and not the propaganda mill you got it from.
So aggressive today. But yeah, you could just search the Mayo Clinic's long list of physical problems following transitioning.
Well, I typed in cardiovascular disease, gender affirming care, Mayo Clinic. I would like to think that would come up, but I don't know exactly where it would be here.
Okay. So you don't see it? You don't see the Mayo Clinic list?
Mayo Clinic list? I don't know.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
a list. It's not just about cardiovascular disease. You said pick one, so I just picked one out of the list.
is there just like a title to the article? So
The Mayo Clinic article is not citing after receiving gender affirming care. It's just potential risks that come with being transgender in a society that doesn't affirm you. It literally points out how like it's incredibly stressful. When
So
people
if I'm
cheat
not
you.
affirmed, I get. I'm not tracking with you.
Yeah, so it turns out that when you live in a society where people refuse to acknowledge your existence, it can be stressful. And we already know that stress can lead to health
Nobody
strains on your
denies
body.
existence. Nobody
You
denies
do.
existence.
well,
You do.
How
You
so?
call them abominations.
well, you said gender doesn't
No, I
exist.
don't.
I think.
I
Do
never.
you deny that being transgender is a thing?
I would say it is a mind virus. That's what I would prescribe it as.
Well, so
conflate
you're
it
denying
together.
them. So you're denying them.
When you tell that to people and you say, "Oh, no, what you're saying about yourself isn't true. You just have a mind virus," and they keep hearing this from a bunch of people around them, and they no longer feel safe, that tends to make them more stressed out, which leads to health concerns, because that's what happens when you live in a society that refuses to acknowledge your existence.
Don't you think that's a pretty narcissistic worldview to say either have the surgery or they will end their life? Don't you think that's pretty narcissistic?
No.
Nobody's saying that. You cited a fucking personal article from a propaganda mill with the name of that article. Doctors are not saying, "Hey, you must get transition surgery." As a matter of fact,
What word
any
offends you so bad? Is it Catholic? What word offends you so bad?
What you're citing is from the fourth wave, not from the Catholic, whatever the fuck it's called. What offends me though is you misrepresenting data, and is you lying about your sources. Right? These are opinion pieces, not actually research documents. These are not research papers. They cherry pick data. I'm sorry.
What's up,
I
Smitch?
just
How are
wanted
you?
to ask. Yeah, I heard research article, so like I thought I would request up to see
You're
like,
always
what was
welcome
going
up.
on.
You're always welcome up. Yeah. He was. Your claim was what, Prophet? That transgender people have high rates of cardiovascular disease because of gender affirming care. Is that it?
My claim was there are significantly more side effects to quote unquote gender affirming care than there are a wide variety of surgeries.
Well,
So,
there's side. Yeah, go ahead.
the first thing I would say is, what is the specific outcome? Because side effects is very broad. You could have positive side effects. So, for example, more masculinization or virilization would be viewed as more of a positive side effect for somebody with gender dysphoria. Additionally, I would want to ask, like, what is the comparison group that you're looking at? So, like, which specific surgery? Because certain surgeries, like, for example, a Whipple surgery used to help treat pancreatic cancer patients and other patients with abdominal tumors is very risky. And there's certain cancer surgeries where the doctor literally doesn't know what they're getting into. And depending on the patient's condition, you're going to have a significantly higher risk rate. So there's different people with different complications. So another example of this would be pancreatic cancer patients who have surgery who are diagnosed with obesity tend to have longer surgery times and more complications because the surgeon has to go through more adipose tissue. So what were the control variables? What is the control group that you're comparing to? You can't just say broad spectrum that something has significantly more side effects than just like this other vague group you're not specifying, because when you're saying something is significant, it means that whether it be a like a F test, a T test, or something of that matter, you're looking at very specific variables and you're comparing them to one another and acquiring a test statistic, and then going ahead and saying, okay, what confidence level do I want to set? And then you're comparing that to basically what that confidence level's critical value is based off of the test that you're running. So it really highly depends on what specific group you're comparing to. And then I would also go ahead and ask, like, what was the p-value? Was it just under 0.05, or was it like 0.0000010 to the fourth, 10 to the negative fourth? Sorry.
No. Honestly, the entire argument for the latter part of the argument, saying that it's significantly more harmful than other surgeries, came from
Which surgery?
the host. No, it came from the host. Originally, my argument was that it's harmful in general, and then
That's
he said,
not you said significantly just now.
yeah, exactly, because he accentuated the claim, because I think the example he used was knee surgery, and I was saying they're two drastically different extremes.
Well, they are different surgeries, sure. The whole point is that, and as Snitch was saying, there's side effects to everything, right? To any medication, any surgery, there's going to be side effects. The question is, do the benefits of what you are getting or taking, whatever, does that outweigh any quote-unquote negative side effects, right?
That, and also, like, you're comparing one surgery to another surgery, so which specific procedure are you talking about in regards to gender-affirming care? Are you talking about hormone therapy? Are you talking about puberty blockers? Are you talking about, like, actual surgery, like top surgery? Is it top or bottom surgery? So you really have to be very specific about these things. You can't just blanketly say that gender-affirming care is more harmful, or certain kinds of surgeries for gender-affirming care are more harmful, because, for example, removal of gynecomastia, which is a type of gender-affirming care for cis men, that's not super risky. You're just removing extra breast tissue. So, like, it really kind of depends here. And so that's what I'm asking for when I'm trying to request for specifics.
Obviously, we're going to have different frames of mind, but I think this would also integrate to be that you're saying gender-affirming care by removing breast tissue from a man, is what you said?
That is quite literally gender-affirming care, because gynecomastia can be genetic. And in order to more reaffirm a male's perceived image and self-confidence, a lot of the times, like, even if it's been completely benign, they will request to get it removed, and that's literally what gender-affirming care is.
Okay, that's
under your umbrella term.
That's what I would do. That's where I would disagree, because gender doesn't exist.
It does exist, though.
Well, no, it doesn't.
Okay, do you think that women wear dresses?
Yeah, but that's personality. That fits into the category of personality, character traits.
So there are social characteristics that fit into certain social categories, and that is what gender is.
No, it's, see this frame of mindset that we get only emerges in the 1950s with some really evil people. So it's not a really good thing to, like. It's not a good hill to die on.
No, I'm not dying on this hill. I'm just affirming that there are specific social groups with social characteristics. They exist as a social construct. I'm not arguing that it's a strict biological thing, because if that were the case, then we would have to, that would be a whole other ball of wax with different types of, like, Swyer syndrome, androgen insensitivity syndrome, and, like, just generally, like, an XY physiologically functioning female, which there have been several case reports for. But that's the thing that's the thing where I'm trying to get at here, is that there are social characteristics that are grouped into these categories that are considered gender. Like, there's a reason why you see a lot of pink products that are marketed towards women. That's literally what the pink
But
tops is.
It's a fundamental disingenuous approach to
It's not.
society.
I'm acknowledging what society has in place.
Society
I'm not
had in place
ignoring
slavery
societal
for over
values,
200
and I'm not
years. Was that
ignoring
okay?
the societal constructs that exist. That's
But
like
hold
saying
on.
that money doesn't exist because it's a social construct. Like, money technically means absolutely nothing. It's a piece of paper. And a lot of the times, it's not even a piece of paper. It's just a number on your phone screen. But I still acknowledge that money is real as a social construct. Are you really being that disingenuous to disagree with me on that?
Well, Prophet, you also defeat your own argument there, because you're literally saying, oh, society held to this certain standard for thousands of years, and then evil people, according to you, changed it. But realistically, that's the whole point, right? You could just say that the same thing with abolition of slavery. Oh, evil people got rid of slavery at some point because it was a practice we did for thousands of years. Do you see how stupid of an argument that is?
He was referring to
because
John
morality
Money.
is objective.
Well,
Because
that's
reality,
that's a whole other thing. You were referring to
I know
John
that's
Money, right? I assume from the 50s,
absolutely,
John Money. Okay, well, he even proved that and he did a lot of awful things. Don't get me wrong. He even proved that you can't change your gender. Like, that was something that he even proved through that experiment that he did with the twins. If you know of
He
that one,
proved that you
or
can't
the
change your
siblings.
sex.
Well,
He said it proved that you can't change your sex.
we know you can't change your sex. That's not a debatable
Sex
thing.
and gender are different. That's the difference here. So, gender is how you perceive yourself. Sex is whether or not you create large or small gametes, and that's typically how I go about like defining it. And you've got large, small gametes, and then you have more of a spectrum of intersex in between, where you either don't produce any gametes and you're infertile, or you have the structures that would have produced large gametes, but they're shadowed over by some other things, like, for example, androgen and sensitivity syndrome. But that's what sex is. It's not perceived. It's not a societal construct. It's not pink colors and wearing dresses. That's the societal construct part, where I'm acknowledging that money is a societal construct, and that's real. So gender as a societal construct is real. It's just not a biological construct. They're just two different things.
I would say as a social construct, the mind frame exists, but the frame of logic is incongruent with natural law.
That made absolutely no sense based off of what I just said.
For the host, I want to talk about what you were saying about John Money.
Okay.
You were saying that. So you agree he did horrible things, correct?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay, so then why would we validate anything he had to say?
Well, just because a person did bad things, that doesn't mean that like what they studied or what they looked at doesn't have validity to it, or lack thereof. Right? Two things can both be true at the same time.
Well, we probably discovered some things because of Hitler's horrible atrocities in Auschwitz.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, but we do not proactively ascribe to those findings.
Well, nothing. Well, you're comparing apples and oranges. I don't know what Adolf did that we validate today. All I am saying is what I'm trying to say is just because somebody is a bad person or did bad things, that doesn't mean that something that they studied or did doesn't have credibility to it. That's all I'm trying to say. Right? Like, you know of that experiment with the twins, right? With the siblings, or I don't know if they were twins, but they were siblings, right? You know of that, and we gathered information from that. He tried to raise one of them. I'm going to get it vice versa, probably. One of the girls has a boy and one of the boys has a girl, or something like that. And they weren't able to do that. He wasn't able to do that, which proved that you can't do such.
By the way,
absolutely. So gender affirming care is destructive.
No, it's not.
Because
it's affirming.
They weren't transgender. They were not transgender. Those individuals. That's exactly the point.
So?
They were not transgender, meaning they couldn't change a cis person who identifies as a boy to a girl. Meaning, if somebody is trans, you can't change their gender identification.
Yeah, non-consensual and like performing a surgery that somebody doesn't want in the name of science is not ethical. So
What's
in
up,
the
Jeff?
same
Hold
that
on,
being
sorry. Yeah,
said,
go ahead.
like the
I
data that is obtained from non like unethical studies,
Mhm.
as frowned upon as it is, it's still data and it's still used in certain circumstances. I can refer
Sure.
back to various cohorts of data that are horribly conducted, and like for example the Minnesota starvation experiment was so unethical and horrible,
Oh yeah.
and it
Yeah,
would
yeah.
never be approved today. That being said, the data is still something that people can use
Sure.
in the right circumstances, because ethics rely on the context, not the actual objective thing that's going on. So
So
Yeah.
do
if
you
somebody
need
were to
more
give wait.
Oh,
So if you were to give me a Whipple surgery, even though I don't have pancreatic cancer, that would be considered unethical because you're going into my pancreas, taking out a part of it, and then stitching me back up. But if you were to perform that same surgery on a pancreatic cancer patient who is struggling and suffering, and then they feel better afterwards, that is ethical. There's a very big difference when you're talking about the actual context of these procedures.
all right. So, Prophet, respond. Then, Jeff, you can go.
Okay. Number one, you said because this person didn't identify with the characteristics or the so-called gender normatives, then the study is irrelevant with gender-affirming care. Correct?
Were you talking to me there? I'm sorry. Or were you talking to Snatch?
I was talking to you both broadly, but would you say since Money's experiment was with a cisgender person who didn't wasn't confused about their gender or didn't have gender dysphoria, then we shouldn't use it as an argument?
Yeah, exactly. If you don't have gender
Okay.
dysphoria, then that's not ethical.
So what do you do when there are people who have had gender affirming care, who has caused them tremendous physical, emotional, and psychological pain?
Yeah, again, if you're talking about detransitioners, they are validated, they are real people, and they deserve the proper care of whatever they would get. And it's unfortunate that that happened. But that we shouldn't deny the 99% remaining who are happy and their lives are better just because 1% didn't. All
A
right,
good
Jeff.
Okay.
example of this.
Well, hold
that
on.
is not.
I do want Jeff to go. Hey, he's been waiting a little bit. Sorry, Snatch.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
I hate that I'm about to do this. I actually despise myself for it, and I'm going to pay a heavy penance immediately after. I promise you. But Prophet, do you ever use any appliances or electronics that use O-rings? Do you know what an O-ring is?
Enlighten me.
It's those little rubber gaskets that you put so that water doesn't leak out, those kinds of things.
It's
No,
a little
usually
rubber.
I call someone and have it do it for me.
But
All right,
you
well, whatever.
do have things that use those, right?
Sure.
Would it surprise you to know that those were developed in the 1930s in Germany?
I don't see what your point in validating that is.
Cool. So when you said, hey, when the Yahtzees did discoveries, we don't use them, you were mistaken, right?
Okay, so what if I just stop using them? If I stop using the gasket, what you got now?
Then
I could just stop
you're-
using the gasket because
Look,
it's misinformed.
hold on. I don't care about you using it for the purposes of winning. I don't care about you flooding your house for the purposes of winning an argument. I actually care. That's your problem, man.
That'd be a
Like,
crazy hill
you
to die
said-
on.
you said we, like,
It's not
and
a
I'm
hill to
assuming
die
you
on,
meant
but
society at
I
large.
was just messing around.
Like you flooding your house is of no import. But you did say, hey, if somebody does something horrible, right, then we shouldn't pay attention to them at all. This is the penance part. Is that true?
No, I'm simply saying that if somebody does something horrible and shows us the horrible results, then we should use it as a warning.
As a warning. Okay. This is going to bring me great
And
joy. I feel it coming like right in the front. It's on the tip of my tongue. No pause. That's what your God does.
Deflecting is crazy to
Wait.
validate.
Wait, what?
Deflecting is crazy.
Deflecting? Hold on. So did you say, wait, hold on, just to be clear. You said if someone does something horrible and gives us a horrible result, we should take that as a warning, right?
Hmm?
So just as an intellectual exercise.
Where do you get your perception of right and
Just-
wrong? I
just-
don't want to do
just as-
I don't want to do a God argument right now because I
Oh,
I
no.
wanna-
Listen, hold on. Where I get my perception of right or wrong is irrelevant. I don't believe in I don't even have a concept that's coherent that's ever been presented to me of morality. What I do have is results that are counterintuitive to human flourishing, right? So if that happens, right, then we should look at that as a warning sign, correct?
Okay.
All right, cool. This
So-
isn't like even a God argument,
again,
like God
what-
exists or God doesn't exist. This is just you don't.
Again.
The reason I'm pointing this out to you. Hold on. Don't interrupt because that's gonna bring the other guy out. And I'm right now. It's Bruce Banner. You don't want the other guy. So the reason I'm bringing this up to you is because you're saying things you don't actually mean in order to be transphobic.
No, I'm not being transphobic. I'm simply saying that it's harmful to us as a society.
You don't know that, but again, you're saying things that like all of the principles that you brought up. When I brought one example up, you saw, oh wait, maybe I didn't mean that. You're saying things that you don't actually mean in order to be transphobic.
And guys, remember, we
Okay,
can
so
move to
show
new
me-
guests at
show-
20,000 likes. You haven't demonstrated that it's
Show
harmful
me-
towards society.
Show me a previous society that we have loads of data on that celebrated transgenderism and flourished.
It's not transgender.
The entire continent of Africa.
And India.
The entire continent, the entirety of Africa. You want to? That's really broad. That's really broad. You want to
It
narrow
is.
it down?
Mhm. No, because it only happened anywhere where there were people on the continent.
Okay. And how did we see human Where's this case? I need to just narrow it down a little bit because you're being really
Sure.
broad.
You ever heard of the Black Plague?
Sure. Yeah.
Do you know why the Black Plague happened?
Enlighten me.
Because Europeans didn't really know how to take baths. Do you know where they learned?
Africa.
Africa and Turtle Island. From the African continent, where they learned irrigation and cleanliness, and from Turtle Island, where they learned how kind of a rudimentary way of how germs work. They also saw that people were actually doing simple surgeries in Africa. Would you say that's flourishing?
Yeah, I'd say it's for the benefit of a society.
You ever seen a plague mask?
Hmm?
Do you know what a plague mask is?
Yeah.
You've probably seen it, Prophet. Yeah, it looks kind of weird.
Do you know why those existed?
To try to keep away the scent of death and try to keep
Sort
the
of.
contaminants.
Yeah.
Keep the contaminants away.
It's not really the scent of death. It's because the people were so backward that when people were unaliving, they put them in a pile in the city square and set them on fire. And everybody stood close. And as the contaminants that were burning were into the air, they noticed that people were passing out. So they were like, oh, that's the scent of death, when it's really just toxins.
Guys, we're looking for opposition. By the way, we're about to get to a new guest because we're about to hit 20,000 likes. We're looking for opposition, so you can disagree with the background, hit the request button.
Also,
Yeah, go ahead.
But again,
I'm gonna try to
Prophet.
bring up the next guest. If we don't have one in the box that's not coming up, we have to stay with the same guest, guys. But let me check. Go ahead, whoever is about to speak.
just to add to what Jeff was saying, there's also, it's not just Africa, it's also the Indian subcontinent, which recognizes an entirely third gender called the Hiva.
How are they flourishing? They're flourishing?
The Indian subcontinent, one of the largest economies with one of the largest human populations on the planet Earth, by definition, be a part of human flourishing.
A scummy street filled with toxins and diseases is human flourishing?
Hold on. This is easy. Do you know why there's a scummy street full of toxins? Can you guess?
Because of overpopulation and a corrupt
guess where
worldview.
Guess what led to that?
Real, I'll get to you in a minute. Real, you're about to play something stupid. Never mind. All right, go ahead, Prophet.
Guess what led to that?
Enlighten me.
the Christian colonizers?
The Christian colonizers. Again, that's being descriptive, not proscriptive.
What? Okay, before I
The Bible
absolutely
does not.
before
The Bible.
before I absolutely lose my shit, what's the difference between
Wait, Doug,
descriptive
I'm
and
not
prescriptive?
opposition.
Descriptive and proscriptive. I'm saying
Pre,
the Bible does not.
prescriptive. I didn't say
Regardless
anything
of,
about the Bible. So based on the thing I said, what is the difference between descriptive and
Here-
prescriptive?
Cammy, I'll
hear
get to you in a
me
second.
out. The Christians follow the Bible. Hear me out.
No,
Hear me
just
out. I know
respond to
that's
what he
crazy.
said. Just respond to what he just said.
Okay, say it again.
What is the difference between descriptive and prescriptive?
Prescriptive means proactively celebrating or
I
commanding.
absolutely hate it here. I swear to y'all.
Let me see
And
if hold on, dude. You're already wrong. Cammy, are you opposition, or were you a friendly? Cammy?
No, I wasn't friendly from like a while ago. Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. Yeah, I am just looking for opposition.
Yeah,
Okay, but yeah, I hope you have a good rest of your day, though. Okay.
me too.
Alrighty, take care, guys. I'm just looking for ops. I understand some friendlies want to come up. I get it. Don't take it personally. Chris, are you opposition?
Yeah.
All right.
Don't get me wrong. I don't
I'll get
hate
you-
anybody.
Okay, I'm
But-
gonna get to you in 1 second. Hang tight. I just gotta finish. Prophet, we got to wrap up the conversation because we kind of
Absolutely.
Continue
All right.
rant. I put this on everything. Like, I absolutely despise this entire planet. Like, from the North Pole to the South Pole, everything in between. I think that we should all get together.
Become Christian. You'll be better.
And you guys are 98% of the reason. I just want you to know that. Anything Abrahamic is 98% of the reason.
Prophet, I got to bring you down. Take care. Have a good rest of your day. Good conversation. Chris,
All right.
Chris, I just need to know. All right, Jeff, take care. Good seeing you as always.
Peace. That's my time. Prescriptive is proactive.
All right, Chris, I just need to know your age, please. How old are you for TikTok terms of service?
32.
All right, man. Cool. And guys, if you're joining live, click the red follow button on top left on TikTok. If you're watching on YouTube, click the subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. And we're just looking for ops. If you guys want to show support, send in the heart meme. Pay links in the bio. You can send guests, not needed, but appreciated. All right, Chris. So what is it you want to say?
All right. So my issue isn't with the majority of the LGBT community. My issue is with those who over-sexualize themselves in public. And to me, it's disgusting, personally.
Okay.
Whether it's people can base it off their religion or what have you, I don't think kids need to see any of that ever.
Where are people over sexualizing themselves in public?
A lot of the parades, man.
Okay. You mean like Mardi Gras? Like when?
I don't like Mardi Gras either.
Like when women show their top?
I don't like that. I don't believe in it. I think it's morally wrong.
Okay.
For anyone to show that to kids, any kids to be a part of that in any way, shape, or form. Mardi Gras has a lot less kids than the parents bringing their kids to LGBT.
Yeah, just don't bring your kids around. I think
that'd be great. Yeah, no, don't do that.
Have you ever been to a Mardi Gras parade?
Who, me personally?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to work in Louisiana a few times.
There's fucking kids everywhere during those parades. But secondly, Christo, just out of curiosity, do parades not tell you where they're going?
Oh, they do.
Cool. So if you don't want kids to see that, it's really easy to avoid seeing the parade because you know where the parade's going to be. It's like, I don't want to be hit by trains. Okay, I won't walk on train tracks.
Yeah, well, again, I don't think any kid. I see someone in the comments said, let me scroll back. Where did they go? Parents get to decide where their kids can see or what their kids can see. I don't think kids need to see or be a part of anything sexualized at all. And parents have every right to decide. I just have that one issue is over-sexualization of our community.
But that's not an LGBT plus specific thing, right? Like, because again, like that happens in a lot of places, with a lot of groups of people. And yeah, if I had a kid, I wouldn't necessarily bring them somewhere where there's like nudity and stuff like that being showed. But like that's would be my decision as a parent. But that's not an LGBT plus problem though.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched Starship Troopers when I was like 7 with my parents, and I had a crush on Dina Meyer for like the first 15 years of my life because of that. I'm not exactly traumatized from it, but
No,
like
of
I'm
course
not
not,
growing up
Corey.
in
You're not traumatized from it. We all had a crush
growing
on
up
it.
from but that's also growing up in a conservative Christian home, right? It's just a hallmark of where we live. And to level that on one community is very silly.
Okay, absolutely. You're right. And as I said before, I don't support Mardi Gras either. You know what I mean? I don't.
Okay.
And whoever typed in Star Wars, yeah, that was over sexualization with her outfits too.
But I think
So
I think things are sometimes sexualized that don't necessarily need to or have to be sexualized. Like for example, when you're at the beach, you'll see women in very minimal clothing, right? Or you'll see
mhm.
men with most of their skin showing as well, right? And like that's not something we as a society sometimes sexualize, but like you could, right? So like that's a very individual thing that we sometimes do. So it's only sexual if you sexualize it, right?
Yeah, I do want to quickly point out real quick too that like we actually haven't seen negative effects of like this quote unquote sexualization of our society. Like Gen Z and the millennials and Gen Z both are having less schmecks. They're getting married later, but they're having longer lasting marriages and stuff like that. So like if we're looking at this as some sort of a problem, the kids are all right, apparently.
Are they? Because just recently there were 3 kids who sexually essayed another child, and I don't blame anything except for the sexualization of
Wait,
our society at this point in time. Now, I'm not saying move on to Islam and put everyone in burqas and everything else, but I am saying we need to be morally.
hold on, but you're just blaming a problem with this. You got like if we show that these kinds of offenses are going down, specifically with generations that have been subject to more of this sexualization overall, like citing one example just proves it's an exception to the rule, not the rule itself. You get that, right?
No, absolutely, I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
That is one example, but how have, let's say, since the 80s,
Mm-hmm.
how many rape cases have just skyrocketed, not just based on population,
Well, that's
but
gonna wait. Hold on. So first of all, if there is an increase in it, it would be an increase of reporting, right?
Sure, that almost certainly would be the case. Yeah, I
So
highly
like,
doubt grape itself has gone up. Probably, if so, just yeah, reporting. I would agree.
okay, well, you guys are smarter than me. I'm more than willing to stay on and listen, and you guys don't have to have me talking or nothing. As Corey knows, I'm someone who likes to, because I've been on a few of his before.
I have
I,
no.
I like to learn, so maybe you guys have, you know, the knowledge to teach me something new. I ain't got nothing. And whoever said that's men, not gay people, it's all over the place, guys. It's in every community. The reason I brought this up is because a lot of the parades are extraordinarily sexual all over the country. Maybe that's just things that I'm seeing in news media, whether it's CNN or Fox or MSNBC, whatever. All of them,
Well,
So I'm seeing a lot that I don't think
though,
is
yeah,
right for kids to see.
those ones are going to be highlighted more, right? Like certainly there are going to
Exactly.
be pride parades that are less appropriate for children, and there's going to be ones that are more appropriate for children. The ones that you're referring to are certainly going to make the media more, right? Or they're going to be shown on the media more for the purpose of getting people's attention, right?
Hmm.
So, but again, I think at the end of the day, it is that parent's decision to decide whether to bring them to that type of thing or not. But again, I don't think it's an LGBT thing at all, and I don't think it's fair to subscribe that to the entire group.
No, I will never say it's the entire group. It's like saying whoever said all cis hetero men, whatever. Everybody who's saying all black people, all white people, all Asians. No, it's never the whole group. I don't hate any particular person. I don't hate any particular movement, but there are things I see in media, especially the news, that are just disgusting overall.
Yeah, we
I'm
see a lot
never
of things in media.
gonna.
Yeah.
You know, I have plenty of gay friends who are fantastic people who also dislike pride parades. I have plenty of. I have friends all over the place. I travel all over the country. And Corey, to say you don't know me, I've been in a bunch of your lives. Gosh dang it, that's rude.
I don't.
That's
Okay,
rude. And
so
I've literally only said, yeah, tell me anything you want,
I
buddy.
have
Like,
never.
teach me something.
I'll be blunt with you. There's like 4 guests I remember ever because I talked to a lot of people. I'm just being honest. Never fucking. I don't remember you to my knowledge.
Well,
Don't take
that's
it
messed
personally,
up, Corey,
Chris.
because I
Don't take
remember
it
you,
personally,
best friend.
Chris. It's
I'm
hard
gonna
to because
cry. I'm gonna go cry now.
ho- hosting a live, we talk to a lot of people sometimes, and it's
No,
hard to
I'm
remember
messing.
specific people.
No,
I'm
it'd take a lot more to offend me.
I'm sure he'll remember you now.
No, he won't. Give it 2 months.
Don't you put
He'll
that
forget
pressure on me?
everything about me.
Don't you put that pressure on me? Now I gotta. I gotta
That's
try.
right. You better tattoo my name on your arm, man. Hey, we'll get matching tattoos, Corey.
Guys,
But
we are
God bless
looking for
y'all.
opposition. Yeah, man. Appreciate the conversation.
Y'all
All
have a
right.
good one.
All right. Take it. Guys, we're looking for opposition. If you disagree with the background, you voted for Trump, etc. It's a request button at the bottom of the screen. If you're watching on the tube, the phone number is being posted every so often in the comments, so you can call on and we can talk there too. Yes, Randy, I do remember that. That's all you ever talk about, actually. It's like every other comment of yours. He is salvageable. I would agree with that too, I think.
Look, guys, if you want me to remember you, you have to allege that apparently I called and texted my ex-girlfriend 120 times a day, and you guys just need to spam that repeatedly in the chat, okay? That because there's like 3 people I remember. He's one of them.
There's certain people I remember. Like if I get a certain guest, often I'll remember them or whatever. But I don't know. Sometimes it's difficult to remember everybody. It can be difficult. If you guys can keep tapping and sharing, that would be great. If we can let's try to get to 50,000 likes if possible. And if you have not sent in your heart rate, please go ahead and do so. And guys, I did mention earlier in the live that I probably won't be live for a super long time. I'm just a little tired, but I still wanted to get in the habit of being live again every day since I know I was off for a couple weeks. Dean, I remember you. Mostly because your name, it has the parentheses. Most people don't have like a parentheses in their name, so it's a little unique. But I remember you regardless. I promise. How have your lives been going, Corey? Have you done any of yours recently?
So I'm kind of giving myself a bit more of like leeway. So I typically am just doing mornings, Wednesday through Friday, and then occasionally Sunday mornings if I don't have stuff going on. I don't know. Trying to have better.
The mornings can be pretty good for live streams.
They can be. They're hit and miss. Like Friday morning for me was very boring.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, Thursday was great, Wednesday was great, and like if you're not live in the evening, I usually go live just walking my dog. But those are pretty.
Yeah.
Those are pretty.
Yeah, I feel you.
How about you?
Yeah, I don't
How's your life?
Yeah, I mean they go up and down. Like the past couple lives have been relatively slow in terms of viewer count. I don't know. It seems to be hit or miss. But I think it seems like a lot of people's live streams have been a little bit on the slower end. Even like other people I watch who typically get like a lot of people, even their live streams seem to be a tad bit slower.
Yeah. I mean,
but things will speed up as it gets closer to the election, the midterm election, and especially afterwards. It's really going to pick up because that's when I started doing live streams last time was before the 24 election. I started in 23, and things really started to pick up close to it.
I definitely get better traffic when I have like more specific backgrounds. I've been trying to go more generic so I can like not constantly have to hear the same 4 points over and over.
Yeah.
But like when I say specifically like, hey, the strikes on Iran were unjustified, that gets a lot of people. When I talk about like the SAVE Act being unconstitutional, when I talk about like X, Y, and Z, it gets a lot more people challenging in because like it's just breaking preconceived notions that they have, and that's
that's a good point.
It lets us kind of maintain the conversation.
Yeah.
Can you stop wagging your tail into my herbs? Thank you.
Yeah, I need to I haven't done it in a while. I used to do the body count topic because people love debating body count and all that
God.
stuff. I know,
I
I
can't.
know.
I
So
can't do that one. I refuse to do abortion topics. That's just the one line I refuse to go over because I'm not a
yeah,
woman. And
yeah.
I just
I did it one time and I regret it. It was awful. It was just awful. We got all the debate bros and like the Phil bro, debate bro people. It was awful, and I had a huge headache by the end of it.
yeah,
If that
it's
topic happens to come up, I don't mind it here and there, rarely, but I just don't like to make a habit out of it.
yeah. Usually when people try and start that fight with me, I'm just like I don't. Look, man, I just don't care that much. It's just not a topic that interests me, and like the fact that you care this much is really depressing for you. So like,
That they care on the opposite end, that they feel
yeah,
like they need to be able to, yeah.
exactly. Not that it's not an important topic, but the fact that they decide to make this their entire personality when it doesn't
Yeah,
affect
yeah,
them.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, I hear you. No, but the body count topic can be good, but it almost exclusively attracts like 18 to 25-year-olds men
Ah,
or boys, really.
It's
Hey,
gross,
Tic
man.
Tac.
They get
What's
super
up, Tic
gross with
Tac?
that. Hey, what's going on? I
What?
haven't
Which
seen
one?
you guys in a while. I just
The
want to come.
the
Yeah,
body
the
count one
body
gets
count. They
gross?
get super
Yeah.
gross with it. Yeah,
Oh gosh,
actually,
I know.
get really misogynistic and
yes.
like your value is less and like
Hmm.
it's like what the fuck are we doing? Why are we
Yeah.
talking about this?
It's funny for actually, it is kind of funny, Doug. That Leo kid last night DM'd me after
Okay.
after the live. He's like, "Oh, I used to think you were really cool and like into philosophy." Blah blah blah. I'm like, I'm not responding to this, but also, me knowing philosophy and having philosopher friends does not mean I go Phil, bro.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I thought you were a good guy who liked philosophy. I don't think you can be.
Exactly, Caitlin. They love saying that term, ran through. I don't want a woman that's been ran through.
Ran through.
Like, you know, all these Andrew Tate lovers, red pill people.
So did you guys hear about all the drama between the blonde Fran Drescher and Oscar the Grouch?
Yes.
No.
Fucking wild, right?
It's so funny.
I couldn't stand listening to her voice for more than 3 minutes at a time. I'd have to go take little breaks in between, and then I'd come back and I'd listen for a little while, then leave again. And her voice is like nails on chalkboard. I can't.
I know. People
bad.
watching on
It's
the tube,
bad.
by the way, there's a phone number that's being posted in the comments every so often. Call in, because we can talk to people on the tube. You just have to call in with that number, okay? Which was just posted down in the comments, so feel free to call it. We're talking about lip curl girl. Lip curl girl. Lip curl
Jen
girl.
was calling her forehead and lip curl today. It was pretty funny. You should take some advertisement space out on that fucking forehead. Wait, I thought my mic was off. Hold on.
As a large foreheaded person, I take offense to that. They do not pay you.
Come on now. Like I
don't
said,
pay us well.
she's gonna come
They
back
don't.
with bangs. She's gonna come back with bangs after that. Actually, I gotta. My forehead's not that big. I still have a hairline. It's nice. It's not that bad.
Happy to hear that, man.
Smackable. It's very smackable.
I don't have a receding hairline. I just have a massive forehead, and that almost pisses me off more because I can't even
Oh, man.
look back on a better time. It's just always been like this. All I know is that like if I'm ever lost at sea, everyone needs to gather around me, and I can reflect light to attract aircraft, and they're welcome for that.
Can you wear pullover shirts, or is everything button up? How big is your head, man?
It's not a big head, small head, big forehead. Look, nothing works out right. It's just a.
Oh, how big's your pillow?
I have no answer to that.
I need to get new pillows. Speaking of pillows, I need to get like a really nice pillow. Like that would be good. A pillow makes a huge difference.
I had a MyPillow for like 5 years before I.
It's actually
broke down.
really nice.
It's not a bad pillow, man. It's
Like
not
I
a
know
bad-
my brother ironically got one years ago because he just thought it was funny, and it's like actually
Yeah.
pretty good. Like,
Yeah,
I
they
guess
started
I
coming out
guess
with,
I,
like
I guess crackheads are right every so often, you know.
yeah,
Broken clock
yeah,
is
at
right
least they know-
twice a day.
He got the idea because he was wadding up milk crates trying to get some sleep on the streets. That's where he's like, I'm just gonna tear these up and stuff them in a pillow, sell it to people for millions.
Guys, we're looking for opposition. If you disagree with the background, hit the request button. If you're on
Shut
the
your bitch
YouTube,
ass up.
call in.
Nigger, 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 nigger,
All right,
nigger,
dude.
nigger, nigger,
Yeah. You weren't even enunciating, and I wouldn't even be able to pick that up. Like, you weren't even saying it. Stupid.
Yeah, my pillows aren't that bad. When I bought it, it was before all the Donald Trump shit. You know, I finally broke it down and bought.
Does he still make the? Does he still make the pillows?
I have no
Or is
idea.
that-
I think
Let me
so.
look it up.
I think you
Let
can
me
probably
look
get
it
them
up.
for like $5 at this point.
I think I might order one actually. I hate to give the guy money, but let's see. My pillow. Oh yeah, no, it's still
Remember
a
when
thing.
Snuggies were big? That was about the time the My Pillow came out.
Oh yeah.
$15 for a pillow.
Oh,
$15
yeah.
isn't bad for a pillow, for a good quality pillow.
I guess he's
60 for two good, two large hotel pillows. So
it looks like he sells energy drinks or something. What the fuck is this? It's like a keto energy. What the fuck am I looking at? Keto energy drinks? Oh, he has My Slippers.
there you go.
He has a mattress top. He's added towels now, guys. My Towel is now a thing. But guys, I do need a good pillow. So if you guys can recommend a good pillow that I don't have to give this guy money to, that'd be nice. Yeah, he has a good mattress top. Wow. There you go.
Oh, he does mattress tops too?
Oh yeah, looks like he's expanded. I guess he has to in order to pay for all these fucking court
Lawsuits.
Yeah, like I mean, I think he probably has to pay millions at this point, right?
How has he not lost the business yet?
I don't know. Children's Bible story pillowcase.
Oh, geez. Are you serious?
Jesus Christ.
Children's Bible stories?
Yeah, as a pillow cover. Fuck. Oh wow. He has one of those long pillows that goes across the entire bed. Oh. A maternity pillow he sells.
A body pillow?
He literally sells a maternity pillow. Fuck.
And he says his mattress top sucks.
Who says that? Oh, really? Oh.
Annie.
Check out a purple pillow. Okay, let me look that up. Yeah, guys, if you have good
I
recommendations
can't do
for
mattress
pillows,
tops, man. They fuck with me.
why?
Oh, they're too. I like stiff mattresses. If I fall into the mattress,
That's not the
I
only.
feel like I'm
That's not the
stuck.
only. That's not the only stiff thing you like.
In my mattress, bum bum.
Oh, this purple pillow
No,
looks cool.
I've got a king size bed, and half of the bed has a mattress top on it. My wife likes them. I don't.
Oh, only
cut that
half.
bitch in
So
half.
it's her half that.
Yeah.
Oh.
We
Well, that's kind of
literally
weird.
Cut it
Then
in half, put it on
that's
her
weird.
side. Not. I mean, just as long as she stays on her side. But even
That's
so,
funny.
I've got a fridge in my room, in my bedroom, right? It's just a small fridge. I keep drinks in it, and in the morning I'll reach in there to get a Monster or something. I got to reach across the bed, and I fucking sink right into and I just don't like it, man. I feel like a turtle stuck on its back when I'm laying on it. I can't move. I just got my legs up in the air.
Caitlin, yeah, I get it. That's one of those things that you sort of have to try out a little bit. I guess you're kind of gambling by buying it online. I get that. Yeah. All right. Well, I really want a nice pillow though, so I'm gonna keep looking here. Because right now the pillows I have are really, really just bad. It's like a generic
Water
Walmart.
beds were the worst thing I've ever seen in my life, man.
Yeah, like,
I've
why
had
were
water
those a
beds. They're
thing?
the
Why were
worst.
those a thing?
They were the
They
worst.
cool.
That was
When
a
I was a
1980s thing, man. It was
when I was a kid, I remember I thought they were the coolest thing. But yeah, they're like really shitty.
Do you
Rainbow
remember
pillow.
when they came out, when waterbeds were really big in the 80s? Friday the 13th came out with Jason. No. Nightmare on Elm Street. It was Freddy Krueger. And in one of the scenes where one of the guys gets unalived, he's laying in the bed, he falls asleep, and he gets sucked into the waterbed. And when when they find him, they pull the sheets back, and he's in the bladder, he's in the waterbed. Now, as a kid, when I'm 7 and I'm watching that, and I have a waterbed,
Oh, that
really
must have been
fucked
so
with me.
scary.
That
That
fucked
must have
with
been
me.
so scary. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
Was it Johnny Depp? It might have been Johnny Depp. One of them got sucked into the waterbed, though.
You know what scared me when I was younger, and this is really stupid looking back. So, in Mrs. Doubtfire, you know, like when he like puts pepper or whatever on the food, so the guy chokes at the end, like the husband, like the husband he doesn't like. You guys know what I'm talking about? Like he starts
Oh, yeah,
choking
yeah,
at the end. That for some
yeah.
reason really scared me when I was little. I never liked watching it. I don't know what it was. Like it just really scared me knowing that he was choking, and I never wanted to watch it. I always turned away. I don't know why. It was like I found it to be scary. I don't know. It sounds really dumb, I guess. But
Dutch said he's gonna stick me in a waterbed. I guess. I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know if I should be turned on or afraid.
or both.
Yeah, or both.
Oh man. Keep tapping to share, you guys. Again, if you are opposition, hit the request button. If you're watching on YouTube, call in. You guys are very opinionated on YouTube. I see your comments. Why don't you just call in? You have strong opinions.
How many people you got over there?
Not much right now. 21 watching, but they're all in the comments. Really, really opinionated. This one says, "Why can't we just be gay? Be gay. Why can't we just get married? What? Get married? I don't know what this comment. I don't know what these comments mean. Sometimes your comments make no sense. Lord first. Religion, politics divides us. Flags are
I
divisive.
didn't really want to debate. I just want to come up with a joke.
No, it's all good.
What flag? The American flag? I'd agree. It's pretty divisive at this point in history. If you wear the American flag in other countries, they're going to talk shit about you.
At this point, yeah. At this point, for sure. Yeah. But yeah, guys, if you have pillow recommendations, please let me know because I need to get new pillows. These just aren't going to do it for me anymore.
I'd recommend spending at least $30 on a pillow, minimum.
No, I think you're right because these pillows were like the cheapest, shittiest pillows you can get.
Yeah, get a good one.
Yeah.
Make it a hotel pillow.
Oh gosh, those are so nice. Hotel pillows and
You can
beds
buy
are like
them, man.
the
Look it up.
best.
Look
Maybe
it
I
up
should
on
get a
Amazon,
mattress
hotel
top.
pillows.
Although the mattress I have is a foam mattress. It's good, but maybe I should get a mattress. I don't know. I'll think about it. I need to clean my room first and foremost because my room is a mess. I will not show you guys. That's how messy it is. Some of these pillows were Wednesday. So yeah, I've been back for several days. Yeah. Long ass plane ride. 5.5 hours. It was a long plane ride.
From Seattle? Yeah. Was it nonstop?
Yeah, I mean, Seattle to Tampa is almost as far as you can go within the continental U.S. Just about.
Yeah.
Well, Doug, as the great sage of our age, Jordan Peterson once said, "Clean your room."
Make your bed.
I mean, listen, making your bed clean your room's a good idea, I suppose. But
I don't know.
it's a good idea, I suppose. I just don't think I can write a whole book on it. Didn't he write an entire book on that?
It's one of his. He basically wrote a book, and it's one of the 7
rules or whatever. Yeah, like rules for life or something.
Rules for young men or some bullshit.
It sounds like he's just little brother in you.
Well, I mean, listen, I will say I do feel better. I mean, I never make my bed, but I do feel better when I clean my room and my bed looks nice. I feel better, but, you know.
Look, if water wasn't a concern, I would do my bed sheets. I would do my bed sheets every day for laundry because I just love the feeling of being in a clean bed.
Oh, it feels so nice. Feels so fucking nice.
Amazing.
Yeah. Clean clothes after the laundry feels great. clean sheets and oh yeah.
Clean towel after a bath. Yeah.
Mm.
One thing I can
Nice
never
fluffy.
my
When it's
conscience.
still warm, when the towel is still warm, feels
Yeah,
great.
yeah, out of the dryer. Oh, yeah.
Mm. Memory foam rainbow pillow. Okay. One of those doctor exam beds.
You know they have towel warmers.
Really?
Yeah, it's a little shelf, little box
Uh,
shelf. You put your towel in and it'll warm it up.
the guy who came up who said the N word, why did you think I'm gonna let you back up? You're getting blocked. Like, my memory sucks with guests, but it's not that bad. Shit. You are now blocked. The debates will be wild during June. Like it said, as we get closer to the election, especially as we get closer to the 2020 election, yeah, the lives are going to pick up for sure, like big time. It's just slow. It's just not as many people are interested in politics at this time of the year. Just kind of how
Well,
it is.
there's that. People are tired, but also there's just not a whole lot that MAGA can defend anymore. It's just it's not.
I think that's part of it too. Yeah, I think you're right.
It's
Especially
just the
after
fucking
watching
leftovers
Trump's-
at this point.
Yeah, especially after watching Trump's Easter post, right? Like, what is it? Like, what can they stand on anymore? They just lost the Christian nationalism too. It's just sort of now it's you have to be insane.
Somebody on the
Have you
tube
guys
says,
been watching
hold on, he says, I bet you don't
Sorry.
ban people that use the W word. What's the W word?
What's the W word?
I don't.
I ban people who say women all the time. How dare they?
Don't speak of women.
What the fuck is the W word? I don't know.
Did
White?
you send it to Wumbo?
Oh,
What?
because the guy was saying the N word. Is he saying because white?
I think I don't know. I don't know. Somebody says waffles, maybe waffles. Blue waffle.
Never, no, absolutely no.
I'm glad somebody got that. I'm glad somebody got that.
No, I got it. I just wasn't acknowledging it. I don't know how I got that pearl sheen like that, but whatever.
Guys, if you don't know what a blue waffle is, Google it. It's informative. You should know about it.
If you really want to Google it on your work laptop too. Make sure you use your work device to look at it so that it's burned into your search history forever.
One
We're at
member.
island.com, since apparently we're just given this advice.
One bad memory of being growing up. What was another one? All the stupid things that.
Oh, are you
on the
serious,
internet.
man? They
There was
had
a bunch of other ones.
lemonparty.org.
Yes, yes.
Two girls, one.
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
That one, I still can't watch that one.
That wasn't. I still deny that it's real. I just
one guy, one jar.
that. God damn it! I saw that one too.
That was real. That was fucking real.
That was real. But I don't think and let me know what you guys think. 2 girls, 1 cup. I don't think it was real. Like feces. I guess I'll say. Nobody's poop looks like that, Corey. Nobody's poop looks like that. It looked like soft serve ice cream. Nobody's poop looks like that.
See, maybe not yours, but it's because you only eat protein every single day, right? This is the effect of being a fitness
Those
person.
protein shots.
Hello, Erica. Why are you up, Erica? Is
Oh,
it
shit.
like
Hey,
2 in the
Erica.
morning? Is it like 2 in the morning?
Welcome to our
It's
high
actually-
class.
Hang on, I'm gonna
I took
cough.
drugs, Erica. Don't listen to me. I shouldn't have said that. Fuck. Hey, Erica, you're a teacher. I'm sure you appreciate pens, don't you? You like a good pen? I found this cool website. They give 50% discounts on
don't
pens.
Try TikTok.
You could check it out at pennisland.com.
No, don't. Pen Island, sure. I can spell words as well. TikTok. But one of the benefits of being a teacher is that I'm proficient in spelling words.
Well, Eric, I just want to say thank you very much to the British for giving us the English language, and you're welcome for what we've done with it.
Yeah, it's brilliant. We've Americified the fuck out of it.
Anyway, I just
Okay.
it's not 2 a.m. It's actually 1:45 a.m. Doug.
Oh, I am so sorry. I'm so
And
sorry.
you should, you of all people should know that I'm often up at random times of day. So I don't know why you're surprised.
Yeah.
But I also felt like I was coming to check in on the year 8 boys sitting in the back row of my class because they appear to be not on task and talking about the subject at hand.
Who is that?
I
all of
we
us?
were
I do
discussing.
that.
You,
I do
yeah.
that a
Yeah,
lot.
Erica, we were discussing history. Okay, you as a teacher should appreciate history.
Wait, what was the history? What did we say?
I don't know.
I
I'm
mean-
lost. I'm lost.
Classic pieces of the American culture for us growing up, right? Like this
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
happened only it's just history. Someday
Does
there
have
will be an
historical
entire
value,
chapter in some kid's history book, specifically on what we talked about earlier.
I don't think there will be, if I'm honest with you.
See,
It might be.
Erica, it's gonna be there because they have to explain why the internet was banned from everybody.
You remember that site? Was it Newgrounds? You guys remember that?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, that was a very cool
What is it?
website.
Never heard of it.
Does it still exist? I don't. I can't.
Newground?
I can't. Newgrounds. I can't even really explain it. Corey, can you explain like a summary?
It's-
Like I can't.
I
I know it's really hard to explain.
I equate it to like funnyjunk.com, right? Where it was just like a random website before it's iPhone. Before we had social media, we had Newground, and Newground was just where you'd have the dumbest videos and animations, or like I think it also had video games too, and like
Yeah,
just a
there
random
was
mishmash.
games and like not memes because memes weren't a thing, but like pseudo memes, kind of. I guess I don't know. It's really hard to explain.
I was a big fan of like in the I don't know, I guess the probably the early 2000s.
Yes,
of,
Caitlin.
like MSN
Sorry.
Messenger and I loved a chat room. Loved a chat room.
Oh yeah. Yeah, E-Bombs World, very much like that, Caitlin. Sort of like same thing. Never mind, I was about to say something. Never mind. Forget that. Yeah, it was similar. Just a bunch of random stuff on the website just to entertain you when
I
social
used to be
media
into
didn't really exist.
4chan before it got silly, before it got bad.
Yeah, similar. It would
No,
be similar to
it was
that.
bad.
Similar
It
to
was
that.
bad, but
Fortunately, before the Yahtzees went there.
I'm
Yeah, pretty
genuinely
much. Pretty
I'm
much.
genuinely disappointed that TikTok didn't think that I would get Penn Island. If I'm
No,
honest.
that joke was for the 80 people in the room. That wasn't for you.
Oh, okay.
I'll be honest.
Well, thanks for making me the butt of a joke that wasn't for me, TikTok. That's flattering.
I was watching a comedian earlier, and he was talking about he got in trouble with his wife. His wife checked his credit card statements, and it said that he had been spending $50 a month at handynasty.com. And she called him up, and she's like, "What the fuck are you?" She's like, "What are you doing at handynasty.com?" And she's giving him all this shit, and then he realized it was handynasty.com. He'd been ordering Chinese food, and she thought it. I thought that was pretty good. So it reminded me of that joke also, the Penn Island. I thought that was good.
Well, like, I mean, we recently have the real life example of Mike the lineman, if anybody here is chronically online. You guys have heard of that TikTok drama recently?
Mike the lineman, yeah, that came across
I
my
don't know.
page today.
I don't know that one. What's that about?
No,
So this woman,
It's so stupid.
this woman in Huntsville, Alabama, which I only remember because a good friend of mine from TikTok lives there right now too, posted hey, does anybody know this guy? He's been dancing with my friend all night. She says she thinks she found the love of her life, and like it shows him very clearly in the video. And the top comment on there is this woman who's like, "Hi, I'm his wife. He's currently explaining to our 2 children what he did."
Yeah,
And I'm like,
it's-
he's
an idiot. He's an idiot.
my
Like he's smiling at the camera as he's like trying to kiss on this other lady. It's like, bro, what are you- What are you doing?
The only TikTok drama I'm interested in right now is the whole Jamin Lou lip snarl girl like breakup.
Oscar the Grouch and
Yeah,
blonde Fran Drescher.
that wildness.
Oh, that's what you were referring to, TikTok. I had no idea what the fuck you were
man.
talking.
What do you think blonde Fran Drescher is?
I don't fucking
That's what
know.
she sounds like.
But yes,
like,
I know who. Yeah, all right. Now I know what you're talking
Oh, okay. See, I thought you were talking about Pam Bondi and Donald Trump. My bad.
No, dude, I said Oscar the Grouch. He looks like Oscar the Grouch. If you take a look at him, man, how his face is, his flat head, he looks like Oscar the Grouch, and I'm sure he lives in a trash can. And she sounds like a blonde Fran Drescher. I'm sorry, my jokes flop sometimes because I had to explain it. My bad.
Very floppy, TikTok. That's what you're known for.
I have to go look this up after this. Now,
He looks like Oscar the Grouch, man.
You know
if it's a lip snarl girl who I think it is, I hate her. So this is great. I'm sorry.
Oh no, she curls her lip all the time. Sorry.
Tic Tac, I know where you can go to sort out the floppy situation. Pen Island.
PenIsland.com.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it for sure.
Hymns. That's what I go. Hymns.
Honestly, if that website domain does ever come up for sale, I would buy it and actually turn it into a pen website, just to really have.
Well,
so that people's wives could get annoyed with them for spending time at Pen Island.
Right.
That would be worth
$50 a month on pens. Yeah.
Well, he had a whole better setup to it. You can look up the Han Dynasty joke on here, and you'll probably find the guy. But he got into it like it was. He's like, well, they get here quick. She's like, why don't you ever tell me about this? And he says, I don't know, probably because I finished before you get home. And she said, so like it continued. It had layers to it. It was pretty. There was a couple layers to the joke, but it was funny.
That's pretty good. What's up, guys? Yeah, guys, I know it's a little slow in here. We're just kind of just messing around right now. But if you are in opposition and disagree with the background, you can hit the request button. If you're watching on the tube, there is a number for you to call on in. So please do so. We are still looking for debates. In the meantime, we're just talking about random ass shit.
Yeah, see, the thing here is that it's really everyone in the audience's fault. All 90 of you, we're having these conversations because you guys haven't given us the attention we need with likes and reposts so that we can get opposition up here. So honestly, and is this guy? Sorry,
Kat. I generally I would restart, but when I first went live, I mentioned that I wasn't planning on going live for a super long time. So I'll wrap it up at some point, but I just don't want to be live until late night. The new Super Mario Galaxy movie, I have not, but I saw the original one, or the other one. The other one was good, so I'd imagine this one was good too.
Ooh, I saw Project
Mario.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, how is it? How is it?
So, have you read the book?
No.
Okay, you will enjoy the movie probably more since you did not read the book. I loved it still, but it was a great movie. Overall, it was a great movie.
Well, I heard it. I mean, I've heard great things about it, and I put a lot of weight into Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes gave it like a 90-something%. My mom saw it. She didn't like it. She saw it with her boyfriend. They actually he wanted to walk out in the middle of the movie. That's how much he didn't like it. However,
wow.
Yeah, I know, but like, whatever. Most people seem to like it, so I'm sure I'll like it.
What are you talking? What movie are you talking about? Project what?
Hail Mary.
Hail Mary.
With what's his face? Ryan Gosling. Is that it?
Yeah, Ryan
I
Gosling.
don't think I've even heard about it.
Never even heard
Maybe
of
it's
it,
not
yeah.
out here yet.
It's so good.
We have it's terrible. Movie. We get an audiobook is worth a listen. Okay. What's that, TikTok?
I've only had one movie. I had a reaction like that. It was Meet
Where you had to walk
Black.
out.
Yours, yeah. Well, I wanted to.
That sounds.
I not, but I was so fucking annoyed with that show.
That sounds familiar.
It's Brad Pitt, so you think it'd be a somewhat decent. It is the dumbest show I've ever seen in my life.
To be fair, Brad Pitt has gone downhill for me ever since he ruined World War Z. I can't with him.
This is 25 years ago.
Meet Joe Black. 1998. He looks young as shit. 3-hour-long movie.
It was the worst movie, and I wanted to get out of there so bad. I couldn't. I
No,
couldn't sit. I couldn't sit in my seat. I was just like, God
I'm
damn it, this is so fucking boring.
I'm just gonna the worst thing that I have ever gone to see at the cinema by a country mile is oh god, I can't even remember. Was it called AI? I think it was called AI, and it had Haley Joel Osment, and was it called AI?
Yeah, I remember that.
Where he was a
Where
robot and he'd
he was
been
a
but he
robot
could
and he snipped his mom's hair.
yeah,
I
it was
remember
the
that.
worst. There's a point in and Jude Law, that's it, Seth, and that's about 3 hours long. And there's a
Yeah.
point in it where the little boy, the robot, it's like, and he looked at the blue fairy for 3,000 years, and I thought, I I know how he feels because I feel like that's how long I've been watching this fucking film. It was
No,
all
mo-
I,
no,
you know
no
when I,
movie should be
oh,
3 hour long. No
you
movie should
know
be
when
3 hour long. That's amazing.
You know, when I sometimes say I would rather tap dance on hot coals whilst administering a blowy to an orangutan of dubious hygiene, I came up, I
I
came up,
I've heard you say that
I,
once, but okay.
yeah,
no, actually, okay,
I say it,
I'm not familiar with this actually.
I say it fairly regularly, and I initially came up with that after watching the movie AI. We were in the me and my friends sat around like trying not to unalive each other for going to see it in the first place afterwards. And that was when somebody suggested going to see it again, that was my response.
Mm,
I would, yeah, awful film.
that's fair.
Awful. No
You know
point
what?
to it. Bloody terrible.
I gotta be honest with you. I feel like that might be a slightly extreme response to going to see a movie. Personally, I'm not judging. I'm just throwing my 2 cents. Sorry, my 2 pence out there.
Your 2 pence.
You
Shillings.
can throw your 2 pence wherever you like. Well, not literally wherever you like, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I've been watching this show on Netflix. It's called Turn. Have you guys heard of it?
Yeah, I've watched it.
No. Is it good?
It's actually really good. You saw it, Erica?
Yeah, it's about the Revolutionary War and the spies and all of that stuff, isn't
Oh,
it?
nice.
Yeah,
Nice. I like that. That's
it
good.
takes place under Washington has a set of spies and it follows them around and all the things they go through. I've looked up a lot of the stuff that they talk about. A lot of it's historically accurate. Like the portray of some of the people are not, for dramatic effects, but a lot of the scenes that they go through actually happened. It's pretty impressive. It's really
What I
cool.
love
Like I
about
learned,
what I love about it, Tic Tac, is the main character is played by Jamie Bell, who's a British actor, which is ironic.
yeah, and then Simcoe is also a British actor. He's he was really good. Like I looked him up. I'm like, I gotta watch this guy more. He's a really good actor.
I think
Mate,
it was on. I watched it on Amazon a couple of years ago, I think. Yeah, it's good.
I'd suggest checking it out. It's only like 4 or 5 seasons, Doug. You can watch it in a week if you
Is
try.
it binge worthy? I love binge worthy shows.
Yeah, I watch probably 4 or 5 of them at a time. They're like
I
40 minutes long.
Good. Okay.
I just finished rewatching all 15 seasons of ER. And then found out that HBO Max is now available through Now TV, which is like Sky that I have. And what's the one? The Pit was on it, and I've wanted to watch The Pit for ages. So I went from immediately watching Noah, is it Weil or Wiley, as Carter in ER to watching him as Dr. Robbo or whatever his name is in The Pit. Yeah. Why I don't know how you say it though. Is it Weil or Wiley? Don't know.
I don't know.
Whoever said you were watching The West Wing, again, you can stop. You can stop now. You don't need to put yourself through the pain of believing that the American government is actually filled with people who care about the American people and want to do their best for this country. Because, like,
Man,
turns
I'm gonna
out
go
that's
eat dinner. Sorry,
Have you guys-
I'm gonna go eat dinner. I'll talk to you guys later.
All
Bye,
right,
Tic Tac.
take care. Have you guys seen Nuremberg? Nuremberg's great.
I haven't watched it yet. I might.
So good.
I might.
Very, very good. Very, very good.
It's great.
What was I going to say? I was going to say something very important, and it slipped my mind. The Pit is really good though. Oh, what was the TV show where they were in the newsroom and the very first episode of it, in the very first bit of the very first episode, they're doing that bit where they're talking about why America's the greatest country in the world.
So, Erica, you're gonna lose your mind when I tell you the name of it. You say what'd you say? Where'd you say they were?
Oh, is it the newsroom?
It is the newsroom. Yes.
Right, there we go. So somebody in the comments said,
I heard that's good too. Yeah, I heard that's good. Isn't that with
that is really good.
Jeff Daniels? Is that Jeff Daniels?
Yeah.
See what?
Jeff Daniels
He's a good actor. He's a good actor.
He's brilliant. The other great show that Jeff Daniels is The Looming Tower. Has anyone watched The Looming Tower?
I have not seen that. No.
About 9/11. That's so good.
Hey, we have a guest, Jocko. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, I just need to know your age, please, for TikTok US.
My age, 50.
All right, man. What's up?
I don't think MAGA hates the alphabet. They're aware of what the plus stands for, and I think more people need to be aware.
Okay.
Maps.
Yeah. What is that?
The plus stands for maps, which is
also
is an abbreviation for.
I know that. I know this. what it is.
Okay.
How do you know that's what it stands for?
They've already started passing laws in California, like I think it's 145B, which states that if there's like a 10-year difference, like if a 24-year-old dated a 14-year-old, the minimum age, which is against the law, but now there's a new stipulation in California that
what's the name of that so I can look it up?
145B. I'm not sure.
So if I type in 145B California, it'll come up?
It should, I think.
Okay, let's look at it. Let's see. All right, let's check it out. I'm not aware of the plus standing for that. I've never heard that ever because the LGBT plus community doesn't accept maps. It's not a thing that anybody in LGBT plus community accepts.
So it's Senate Bill 145, and it doesn't have anything to do with not making it a crime. It literally is, hey, you would not have to register as an offender under certain circumstances that would also potentially involve a 10-year age difference.
Correct. They're trying to normalize.
They're not decriminalizing it. They are not normalizing it. They are changing the registration requirements for some incidences that would also involve that being within a 10-year difference. That is it. That's it. That is not normalizing it. That's not making it okay. They still go to prison. They are still convicted of that crime. They are still charged of that crime. It is just the registration.
Not necessarily go to prison. There was just a case in Rochester, Minnesota, where a 22-year-old man had SA'd 4 girls from the ages of 4
Wait, hold on. What state? What state is that in?
I think it's in Minnesota.
Rochester.
Cool. I'm sorry. Are California and Minnesota? Yeah, thank you. Are California and Minnesota the same thing?
They're very heavily Democratic controlled.
But they're different states with different laws, is what he's trying to say.
Correct.
So 145B wouldn't be applicable to that.
No, it would not be applicable.
Okay, so I just want to read 145B gives trial judges discretion to place, and this was already stated, but I'm just reading it specifically from here, to place a person on the registry if the offender, a legal adult at the time of the offense, engaged in certain non-forcible sexual acts with a minor 14 years of age or older and within 10 years of age from the adult offender. So definitely not legalizing it or saying it's okay or anything.
No, I never said that it was legal. I said that they wouldn't be registered. So there's
but
more
it still doesn't say that. It still doesn't say that. It just gives the judges the discretion to place them on the registry.
Yeah, and Jocko, can I just point out to you that there are 27 US states that allow child marriage. So potentially
what states allow child marriage?
Lots.
There is no Islamic state in the United States.
She never mentioned Islamic. She never mentioned Islamic.
Jocko, I hate doing the whole religion thing, but Christianity is also completely okay with that concept. So like you can't let's not turn this into a religious debate because no Abrahamic religion wins.
What
with these
state would
particular
allow
topics.
a 50-year-old to marry a 9-year-old?
The red one.
The red one? There
The
is
red
no
ones,
red
my
state.
guy.
There is no red state.
except for
No
except
state
for all.
is called the red one.
Yeah, you know
I don't
what I
know
mean
what
when I say the
country
red
you're
ones.
from, or if you're
You know,
uneducated about the United States.
Jocko, you know
but
which
there
ones
is no
I mean.
state called the red one.
Jocko, you know which one I mean when I say the red ones. Let's be honest with ourselves.
You
Primarily,
obviously are very uneducated because you don't
I'm really
even know
not.
the name of a state.
Wait,
Okay.
Name the state.
Kentucky.
Kentucky allows a 50-year-old to marry a 9-year-old.
It allows for child marriage if the parents consent.
So I have a list of all the states that allow child marriage, whether there's no age floor, 15, 16, 17, or 18. So I can go through these. The ones that have no age,
I have a
or you can
map.
do that too. That works too.
I have a map. So the grey ones, oh, there's more over to the left, but the grey
It's a little hard to
ones
see,
on
yeah.
this map have no minimum age for marriage. As long as the parents consent and there's no minimum age.
Okay. So there's one state that allows, let me take her off this. There's one state that allows marriage for a 15-year-old. That's Kansas. Okay. There's several that allow 16-year-olds. Idaho, Montana, North Dakota, Utah, Wyoming, South Dakota, Iowa, Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, West Virginia, Louisiana, Arkansas, Texas, South Carolina, North Carolina. I think like 3 of those are blue states, by the way, while the remainder are
But also,
not.
getting us back to the original point too, the LGBTQ community is not accepting of maps, right? There was this whole propaganda ploy thing that happened back like 6-7 years ago.
Explain what the plus stands for.
The plus stands for various other aspects of sexuality that are not. For example, demisexuals would be part of the plus,
including maps.
No, there's no. You have to show evidence of that because that's a made-up thing.
Yeah, maps are not represented in the LGBTQIA plus community. There was one time this whole that the right wing does what they always do, where they surged on.
Because they're hiding behind the acronym of a plus.
So show it, Jocko. Show it then. Prove it.
Yeah, Jocko. Let's be clear about this. Maps attempted to one time, and they were immediately shut out from that community because they did not want to be associated with those kinds of people. The plus stands for things like demisexuals, pansexuals, right? Various, because again, there's a lot of different concepts of human sexual expression, right? More than just 7 letters worth. And at some point, the list just gets too long.
Pansexual is already covered by the B. Bisexual.
No, first of all, pansexual is not covered by the B. Bisexuality and pansexuality are 2 different things.
Okay, so then pansexual would include bestiality? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Oh, you silly goose.
Hey, man.
I'm just saying, bisexual would cover everyone.
No, it doesn't. So I know it's a little blurry. I know it's not focusing, but I Googled, is maps in the LGBT plus community? No, maps, and it stands out, or spells out what it stands for, are not part of the LGBT plus community. The LGBTQ community and advocacy organization strongly reject any organization or any association with maps, viewing such attempts as damaging effort to normalize child SA. The inclusion of maps is considered a harmful smear. This took 2 seconds to look up, Jocko. 2 goddamn seconds. Why are you so bad at looking things up? Why do you lack media literacy? Right here, man. How do you lack this much media literacy that you don't know how to look up the easiest thing to look up? Took 2 goddamn seconds.
That's AI.
It took. Great. Show me something that shows otherwise, please.
The plus includes everything.
So show it. So show it,
not.
Jocko. Show it.
Show me where the plus doesn't include everything.
Jocko, the burden of proof is on you to show that the LGBT plus community is associated with them, or they advocate for it, or anything. Show me any source. Just if what you're saying is true,
Define
it has to be somewhere.
what the plus stands for. Show me where the plus stands
that's
for.
not how this works. That's not how this works. It doesn't include everything until proven otherwise. It includes specific things until proven that there are additional things. Okay? You don't get to dictate what the plus stands for just because that's what you want it
can't
to stand
define
for.
it. You cannot
We've
define what the plus
gone
stands
over.
for. So it
Jocko,
stands for everything.
show it then. If that is true, show me one source. One source. I will pay you $500 to prove it. To show me one source that says so. You have my word. I will give you $500.
Doug, can you put me on the big screen?
Yeah.
Thank you. So this is from my source here is the San Francisco Gay Men's Chorus, who have handily done a little guide on what all the letters and things mean. And they say that the plus is anyone who is not listed but still identifies as part of the community. This can include two-spirit, non-binary, pansexual, demisexual, sexual, aromantic, gender fluid, agender. Okay, where can you show me where maps is on there?
And don't repeat what you just said. Saying it doesn't make it true. If what you are saying is true, show a source.
This just shows that
what it
these
stands for.
can include. These
So
can
show,
include.
Jocko, show us where it includes maps.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
No,
Why are you going to talk over me?
Show us where it includes maps. That's all you're going to do. That is all you're going to do. Show us where it includes maps.
Jack, I want to put this out. Myself, Erica, and Doug can pull up source after source, pointing out that A, they are not represented in it, and also what the plus stand for and what it represents. You need to show us a source that says that maps are also included in the plus, because I have, like Erica showed you a screenshot, I have one too.
I showed one, so we all can. Yeah.
All three of us can point this out. You are the only person making this claim, and you are the only person who has not backed up this claim with any sort of a source.
You could just admit you're wrong. That's a thing you're allowed to do. I won't make fun of you.
It did not define the plus. It did not define the plus. It says it can include these.
Wait, no.
But it didn't limit it to anything either.
The plus, actually, it did define the plus. The plus includes other communities such as X, Y, and Z, right? However, it never at any point includes maps as part of that community. You are lying now. Stop lying.
And even AI said otherwise, right? Like, so show me something that says it's included. Just anything. No? Thank you, Tanner. That's it? I think he's trying to run. For anybody that doesn't know what MAPS stands for, I see a few people asking. I can't say it on TikTok, unfortunately, but I can't even.
It associates with individuals who are
P3DOs. P3DOs.
Yeah, P3DOs, more or less.
Yeah, essentially P3DOs. So, anyways, I don't think he's going to provide a source.
Exactly. That's why the plus is gross.
He's literally.
That's why the plus is gross.
No, Jocko,
Sure.
You're just saying that. You actually have to prove it. So
you have to prove it something. Yeah.
We're waiting on you to provide any claim or any evidence that the plus also includes maps.
And Jocko, we've all Erica, Corey, and myself all are against that thing, as anybody should, by the way. So if that was included, I wouldn't be for it.
No, why are they hiding behind the plus?
They're not.
Why wouldn't they?
That's your claim. That's your claim, Jocko.
You can
Jocko,
add P,
that's
you
your
can
claim.
you can add all of the other letters because you've already got so many. You can add the extra letters.
You know what, Jocko? I'm gonna do this. Jocko, I'm gonna do this. So here's the deal. You need to provide evidence beyond just your assertion that the plus ever represents that particular community. Provide evidence. Show us a group that makes this claim. Show us the LGBTQ community. Hold on, Jocko, stop it. Stop saying they're hiding behind it. Let's say they are hiding behind it, actually. Let's just roll with that for a second. Does that mean they are actually considered to be a part of the LGBTQ community? Or does that mean one demographic is making a claim that is not true?
like nobody in the LGBT plus community accepts them, advocates for them, or anything like that. So even if the maps community,
That's excellent. No one should.
so
No one should.
great, then that has nothing to do with the LGBT community.
I
Therefore,
agree
we're
with
good.
you there. No one should. No one
Great.
should advocate for them at all.
Great,
I
and it's
totally
not.
agree with you.
Jocko,
Great, and
I have
it's
a
not.
question. I have a
But when you
question for
leave the plus out
Jocko,
there,
no,
you-
Jocko, stop. Okay. If a Muslim says they are a Christian, does that make them a Christian?
why would you claim to be a Christian if you're not a Christian?
Oh, well, that's the point. The point I'm making to you is, even if an individual who is, and I hate maps, I'm calling them a P3DO, like the maps thing is ridiculous. But if a P3DO is claiming that the plus is about them, does that mean that the rest of the community agrees with that or no?
I would agree that the community should change, remove the plus.
No.
There's nothing
No.
to change. So again, they don't need to change anything because the claim you're making already
You're hiding
isn't
behind
true.
an acronym that has no
Nobody's hiding. Wait, first of all, okay, actually, can you show us evidence that maps are hiding behind the plus sign?
Show me the definition of what plus means.
No, we already did.
already
We
did
showed
that.
it 3 times. We've shown it 3
It
times.
didn't define it.
Once
It didn't
again,
limit it.
Stop
It did
it.
not limit
Stop
it to any
Jocko, stop. So what you're going to do now is instead of hiding behind ambiguity and cowardice, you are going to go to the Google machine. You're going to type in, hey, are maps included in LGBTQIA plus representation? And you're going to find a source that says yes, they are. Or you're going to concede, hey, I was wrong here. I'm simply concerned that it could be taken that way because I believe in the slippery slope fallacy. Okay?
Yeah, that's what I keep saying to you, Jaga. If what you are saying is true, there has to be something on the internet backing that up. Like some source saying what you are saying. Otherwise, it seems like you're the only person in the world saying it.
That's it.
According to Google, it allows every sexual orientation not specified by the letters. That would include maps.
No,
No, you're
Yes,
including
it would.
it. Jocko, you're the one including it.
It does not limit it.
Jocko,
Go to Google and type in. Go to Google. Go to Google
Jocko,
right now. And
Jocko, you so badly want it to be in it, it makes me think you are part of that group.
Somebody in the comments made a great comment. Disney Plus also has plus on the end and doesn't.
just go to Google and type it in. What is the
That's a
plus?
good one there.
Jocko, Disney Plus also has a plus on the end and doesn't limit what the plus is. Does that mean
there
that
are no limits?
The plus? Does that mean that the plus on Disney Plus is also a P3DO is also hiding behind that plus?
Or like, wait, actually,
Those are hiding
wait, hold
behind
on,
the
Jocko,
plus.
Jocko, does that mean I can watch Netflix on Disney Plus?
You can watch Netflix.
Can I watch Netflix on Disney Plus because the plus sign doesn't specify that it does not include Netflix?
Nice try. I don't know how a Disney Plus
Hi,
has to do with that.
so Disney Plus, the plus is ambiguous, right? It could also mean that I can watch other things on there. So again, can I watch
It's funny how
Netflix
you're
on Disney
including
Plus?
Disney. With,
Hi, can I watch Netflix shows on Disney Plus? It's a yes or a no, Jocko.
if you don't know the answer to that, then
Hi, Jocko. Can I watch Disney? Can I watch
I
Netflix
don't know
shows
if I
on
can
Disney
help you. I
Plus?
keep getting muted.
Yeah, you do because you're not saying yes or no. I'm asking you a yes or a no
Let-
question.
I want Thick to go after that.
You just keep muting me.
Let's let Thickness go.
It's obvious you don't know the answer, so maybe you should go try.
Hey, Jocko.
So,
Hey, Jocko. Can I watch
so Thickless, are you
You should go
updated?
try.
Have you, Thickless, are you updated? You've been watching?
I'm wholly aware. I'm wholly aware of what's
Okay,
going on.
okay,
The
okay.
problem that Jocko has just fallen into kind of proves the point that you just made, that he is in fact a map, because maps is not.
Better
That's
watch
not
it there, Nicholas, because I think you're a map.
Jocko, you can pause
Yeah,
for a
you're a
minute.
little.
Jocko, I don't refer to maps as a sexual orientation, and neither does literally anyone else. Medical health professionals do not refer to that
You are
as
a
a sexual
definite
orientation.
You are
Child
a
safety
definite-
experts, the broader community writ large, does not refer to maps as a sexual orientation, because
You're a
it's
lover.
not. So if you're going to imply that it is a
Lover of the maps.
sexual orientation that is somehow included in the category of LGBTQIA+, that confirms to me that you are a map, because it is not a sexual orientation at all.
You are a sick individual.
Because I'm calling you out on your
You're
bullshit?
twisted.
That's all he's got.
And you support every kind of video.
Jocko, I have you know what, Jocko? Here's the deal. Jocko, can you actually pull up hold on. Pull up any medical paper. Pull up a hold on. Hey, slippery slope boy. Pull up a medical document or some sort of scientific research that points out to maps being a sexual orientation. Go do that. Can you do it? Well, no, you can't. Hold on. You can't bullshit without backing up your bullshit, right? We're just not going to let you do this anymore because everybody else here has backed up our claim. You have refused to. So again, go back up your claim. Go back up your claim.
Jocko, we've given you numerous chances to provide a source. That's why you keep getting muted. But you're getting muted because the amount of chances we've given you. Okay.
You're sick.
So
in the live, Dougie's live. Jocko gets muted. Sorry.
Jocko, do you have any evidence other than your words? That's why we keep muting you. Okay, so
I'm
great. So
trying
what's your
to
source?
provide you with evidence.
All right, what's the source?
The source is Google.
Okay,
Type in Google.
I'm on Google. Then what?
Wait, hold on. Wait, Jocko, didn't you previously disparage Doug for using AI? So what is
Which
your
was
source?
on Google. Which was on Google. Yeah.
Hey, he seems to like AI, so that was his source.
No,
it's good for basic things. Yeah, AI is great for basic things.
He can use it. Can I not?
Well, sure. So go to Google. What's your source on Google?
Go to Google.
I'm on
Type
it.
in.
I can't hear you. Hey, if you're opposition, hit the request button. Opposition being anybody disagrees with the background or voted for Trump.
Just
what do you got?
in.
I didn't hear you. You were off screen. Okay.
What does the plus stand for in LGBTQ?
Okay. And it's going to tell me?
Yeah, it's going to tell you that they're.
It's going to tell me that
orientation.
But that's not a sexual. But that's not a sexual. But Jocko, as Nicholas said, that's not a sexual orientation. It's not ever officially referred to as such.
It is not a sexual orientation. Jocko, being attracted to children. Jocko, being attracted to children is not a sexual orientation. It is a sexual deviancy.
Yeah. So Jocko, here's the deal, right? The plus actually stands for recognized sexual orientations and gender identities. Maps are not recognized as a sexual orientation, which is why you're being a silly goose, and which is why the plus, by definition, does not apply to maps. So you are wrong now.
But the fact that you seem to think that it's a sexual orientation, Jocko, implies to me that you are in fact one, because you're the only person up here who is Jocko, you're the only person up here
sicko that's trying to defend
Jocko, Pookie Bear, sweetheart, you're the only person that's claiming that it is one.
Doesn't it?
You're
Jocko,
the only person claiming that it is one.
Jocko, here's the fun part. So here's what I want you to do now, Jocko, because you can use Google. You clearly can use Google. So Jocko, I want you to Google right now. Are maps a recognized sexual orientation? All right, go Google that.
I don't recognize them at all.
Nobody does. Jocko, I'm glad that you don't recognize it as such. Now Google whether or not it is considered by the mainstream to be a recognized sexual orientation, right? Because if it is not, then the plus, since the plus only stands for recognized sexual orientations, cannot include maps by definition. So I want you to go Google. No. I want to see you leave the app. I want to see that teacup. Teacup. Let me see that teacup, boy. Come on, prove to us that you're 50. Let us see that teacup. Let's see you go Google the thing I told you to go Google.
While Jacko's teacupping, Googling the thing he's supposed to go Google, I'd like him to explain to us when he comes back why his following list is private. Because
probably children.
I think we can all imagine What's on
Can't
that
answer.
following?
I can't answer the question because you won't let me talk.
You have any
Why is your
teacups to
following
go
list
Google
private?
anything?
Why is your following list private, Jocko?
Probably because he was on a live one time and he got called up for who he followed, and he decided to make it private
Probably.
afterwards. I would venture to guess.
No, I
But, you know,
was trying to
Jocko-
point out the sickness of the
Jocko.
plus.
Jocko, but
Just
but
to let
Jocko,
you know
see,
that
Jocko,
you're protecting.
but
You're
Jocko,
protecting a
if you're-
sickness.
Jocko, if you claim that we're protecting a sickness, right, then you would be able to show it. However, everything that we've had you pull up and everything that you've provided disproves your own claim, which is a problem, right? So if you're concerned about this and you're genuinely concerned, right, that's fine, right? There's nothing wrong with being concerned about something. But having been given the data that you've been given, including the definition of what the plus stands for,
Listen,
and that
if
maps,
you want to defend the plus,
that maps are not included within the plus by definition, because the plus only includes recognized sexual orientation, and maps are not a recognized sexual orientation. As such, they are not included under the plus. So it's great that you were concerned at one point. However, those concerns should be alleviated based off of the new data that has been presented to you, right, Jocko?
Yeah, Lynn, I've heard it a couple times recently too. It seems to be a newish thing.
Well, I want to point out as well, Jacko
whatever.
is using.
I tried to point out. I tried to help you guys.
You haven't done.
Jocko's-
You've done fuck all, dude.
You-
You've
you
literally
tried
done
to
fuck
cover
all,
sickness.
Jocko.
You-
Jocko,
Alright.
no, shut up. You've done fuck all. Because the thing is if you're going to
trying
sit
to
here and
protect
say, well,
sickness.
it is this, it is this, it is this, and at every fucking turn,
You can't
everyone
define
up
it.
here,
You cannot.
I will define it right now. It stands for
You can't.
mathematicians. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, Jocko. Prove
We've
it doesn't
tried.
only mean
We've
mathematicians.
tried. We've tried.
Show your source.
Jocko, where is yours? You don't get to say show your source when you haven't provided a single one.
Because there is no definition for the plus. It covers everything.
You're the
Prove
one
that.
including
You-
it,
that- okay,
Jocko.
Jocko,
You're the one including it.
Do you understand what
Whatever.
a positive,
You-
Jocko?
you're
Do you
in a
understand what
state
a
of
positive
denial.
and a negative claim
Tried to
is?
help you
Jocko.
guys. Whatever.
Jocko.
Have a good day.
The projection is crazy.
Have a
The
good day,
projection is
motherfucker.
crazy. The projection is
Like-
crazy.
Good God, you're a fucking idiot.
I want to point out as well, Jacko is
And
for
you're
some
sick.
reason. Jacko is for some reason deliberately using a phrase that kind of diminishes the like how disgusting that kind of person is by saying minor attracted person rather than P3DO. I'm interested as to why Jacko is using maps
I
instead
did
of
say
P3DO.
P3DO. I said
didn't. You said
P3DO
maps.
multiple times.
No,
The
you
only
said
people,
maps.
the
And
only
I
people
called it
I
a
don't know
that
about
sickness
frequently,
that you're
I don't know
trying to
about
the
protect.
only
and
people that
defend.
frequently use the term maps
You are
are
trying to protect
maps.
and defend it.
Well,
by
Nicholas, you got
covering
your
for the
warning.
plus.
So Jacko, show us
But
your
hey,
Nicholas
stay in
cupcakes.
denial. Stay in denial.
Jacko,
I'm
show us
done.
your following.
You guys are
show-
sick.
Go ahead and
Jocko,
run.
show
Go ahead
us-
and run.
Jocko, show us your following list. Go unprivate it quick.
Wait,
Ran.
I want to
knew
point
you.
out the hypocrisy real quick of calling us sick, but he's the one who's trying to include them in the plus, and we're all pointing out.
Yeah. No, exactly. And that was my point. No one's included. He's the one that wants it to be in there. Guys, we're still looking for opposition. If you disagree with the background, hit the request button on TikTok. If you're watching on YouTube, call in. OG, are you there?
Yeah, man.
You have background noise. Yeah, you have background noise.
Yeah, I'm here, bro.
Hey, OG, you have really bad background noise. Please connect your audio.
Yeah,
Or
you
turn
have
off
something
whatever.
going on. Yeah, if you could turn
What's
off.
up, man?
You have background noise. You have to turn it off. I can't hear you.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, man. Yeah. You're good. What's up, man?
What's going on? How you doing?
Good. I just need to know your age for TikTok terms of service.
I'm 33.
Thank you. I appreciate it. What's up?
Nothing much, man.
You want to talk about the background? You want to talk about the
Yeah,
background?
no, I have nothing wrong with the background, man. Just living a daily good American life, man. Paying taxes, doing the right thing.
Okay. What prompted you to request?
Well, I got a problem out here. I'm from Chicago. I got a problem with these guys out here supporting, the wrong thing. We're all Americans here, and I don't see no support when you are an American.
What's the
Who are
wrong
these
thing?
guys?
What's
Excuse
the wrong
me?
thing? You said they're supporting the wrong thing. What's that?
Oh yeah, they're supporting a lot of wrong things like the illegals coming in, everything like that. People are getting our Americans are getting raped on a daily basis. Kids getting kidnapped, and they don't say nothing about that. They're more worried about who's fucking. I'm sorry if I can't swear. They're more
just
worried
careful
about
with what you
who's.
say on TikTok. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. They're more worried about who's having sex and all this other garbage and who's dating each other when they should be worried about real problems.
Wait, but you didn't list any real problems. You just listed up made up fears.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Well, then explain to me what I made up then.
Well,
yeah, you made up the idea that. I'm sorry.
No, I cut you off. Go.
You made up the fear of undocumented immigrants coming in here is just completely made up and unvalidated. The idea that they're graping people at a mass scale or kidnapping kids at any sort of scale, that actually mostly just happens by U.S. citizens. So, yeah, man, I'm glad that you recognize people being homophobic is a made up fear. But it's not. But it's not being used as a deflection from those other things because those things are also made up fears.
I could agree on that. But also, it's not so much about hate. You know what I mean? That's not so much about hate. The LGBTQ community is its own thing. They just are not supporting the right thing. They're going completely off track.
How so? By doing what?
But like I said, they're more worried about going against Americans. Oh, Trump's a racist. The guy's 7 years old. The guy's been made up his mind. We're all aware of this. The guy's he might be a little bit off. He might be a little aggressive. But guess what? In this world that we live in, I'm pretty sure you guys know we got to fight evil with evil at this time.
OG, I just want to point out to you, there are members of the LGBTQIA plus community of every political persuasion. We've spoken to MAGA members who are gay or trans before. So the idea that all of them are just so preoccupied with the same thing is wild.
Also, I'm not trying to change Trump's mind, but the harm he's doing to this community is pretty bad, and he is the president, right?
Well, that's why he gets spoken about. That's why he gets spoken about a lot. It's not just for the fuck of it, OG. It's because he's the president. People are typically going to talk about the president.
Yeah, the LGBTQ community is pushing back against the president of the United States directly attacking them.
He's not even listening to you.
No, I'm listening.
No, you're not.
I'm just not going to overtalk people.
We can hear you talking to somebody when Corey was talking. You weren't listening.
I mean, we're all going to have our own opinions at the end of the day.
You haven't even given an opinion.
But you don't know his opinion because he was talking.
Yeah,
he was talking over you.
We don't know where you. We don't know where you stand on anything. You haven't come up here and actually made a point on anything. Are you pro LGBTQIA plus rights in this country?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so first of all, you came up here to say, "Oh, you don't hate them, but you deny them having equal rights."
No, I never said anything about their rights. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that their argument is
you don't support them having rights. That was the question, my guy.
Did you mishear him, OG?
Black and white.
I mean, you did say that, unless you misheard him and thought he said something
I think I misunderstood him then.
So you do support the LGBT plus rights?
Hey, yeah, I don't hate. I don't have no hate towards them. I just don't. I don't feel like that's right that they don't support. MAGA. I'm sorry.
Why should they support a demographic that doesn't support?
Because the Democratic Party did the same thing that Trump was doing, just in a different way. When the Biden administration was doing all that garbage, no one was saying nothing about it.
Garbage.
What garbage?
Specifically.
Excuse me?
What garbage are you referring to?
He was deporting people, and no one was being said. The LGBT community, they weren't sticking up then. They weren't saying nothing now.
Because nobody. Goodbye, Erica. Great seeing you. Nobody's upset that people are getting deported, right? That's not the issue. What's what the issue is when citizens, like U.S. citizens, are being detained or deported, right? And you just ran, okay?
Also, like, people did take issue with the Biden administration on certain things. However, even if we look at like ICE, I think ICE is unethical. But under the Biden administration, ICE specifically went after actual violent criminals primarily.
Right.
Like, statistically speaking, Trump's administration, less than 10% of all people arrested and detained by ICE have any violent criminal record. Like, it's bad.
Yeah, and I just think they misrepresent what people are upset on the left. They seem to have this idea that they're upset people are being deported or something like that. When it's a lot more than that. If again you disagree with the background, you can come on up. If you're watching on the tube, the phone number has been put in the comments every so often. You may have to scroll back up a little bit to find it, but you can call in there too. But if you guys are enjoying live, click the red follow button on the top left on TikTok. Give Corey a follow, and if you're watching on tube, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, please. Because he didn't hide his power list, probably. God, that guy before was awful.
He was. He's been a guest on my lives once or twice, and there's no reaching him.
No, he was really dead set on it. Very dead set on it.
Oh, I just typed that. Hi, Arizona Mike. I meant to type hi. That was my bad.
Buzzy, you have news. Okay. See what kind of news this is. Meanwhile, I'm gonna eat my
Douglas,
pretzels.
I have
love
news.
these. What do you got?
Wait a minute, is that sugar?
Yeah, these are so good.
I'm so proud of you.
Damn it, you can't see.
Wow.
There.
I'm so
The
proud of
boyfriend,
you.
there's-
Your taste buds have never been happier. Your taste buds have never experienced such joy. Such pure joy your taste buds like. Anyway, I've got news.
Yeah, what is it?
I'm engaged.
Oh, are you? Congrats.
I am.
That's really cool.
Got
When did that happen? Did that happen?
Yesterday.
Did that happen yesterday? How did it go down? Give me the deets.
I was at Walt Disney World, and I got surprised with a Disney magical photo shoot, and I was told to pose in a certain way, and then I was told to turn around and look down. To which the first sentence out of my mouth was "What the fuck," followed by immediate emotional breakdown. Like quite literally, there's a video, and the only thing you hear is "What the fuck."
That's amazing. though. Congratulations.
That's very cool.
Buzzy.
Yeah, it must have been a great day. How long were you guys dating for again?
Over a year.
Okay. Do you guys have plans of when the wedding's going to be and all that, or still kind of deciding?
We made plans. Because we had already been talking about getting married and looking at prices, touring, and doing all the things to put together what price point we wanted to get married at and whatnot have you. So it was already a conversation, but I will say that there was intention in dating before. Like one of the first questions I asked was, what is your intention to date? Like, what do you want? And what he said at that time is, if this goes well, my intent is to marry you. And then some time went on, and he looked me in my eye one day. He said, I'm going to marry you. And I was like, ha ha. That's so great. So we're going to have these pretzel sticks. And so then we kept moving. And then he said it again. He was like, I'm going to marry you. And I was like, sure. Keep going. Because, people are people, whatever. And I forget that my boyfriend has the autism where, logistics and reasoning is at the helm of everything. And, he doesn't say, there's no read in between the line situation. He doesn't say anything he doesn't mean. And he's a man of few words. Or intensive words. He was giving me a history lesson while on It's a Small World. He has the kind of autism that just, it can't lie. And it's very honest and very blatant in his thoughts and intentions. The kind of autism where if I make a pun about something he says, he looks at me incredulously like I've done something wrong. So I just keep making puns because
Funny.
it's entertaining. I'm easily
Yeah,
entertained. Anyway,
that's really
so
good.
that's probably how he rizzed me with the tism. He rizzed me with the tism, and that's fine. Put that on shirts, rizz with the tism. I'm sure it would sell.
Oh yeah,
I,
no, that's a lot of shirts.
Gotta put that on the wedding card.
Oh, I'm telling you, this might sound like I'm talking like, is this pigeonholing a community? But I don't mean it with any sort of negativity. I love that autistic man. Does that also sound bad? I don't know. Like, does this sound bad? Am I
I don't
pigeonholing a
think so.
community?
I
Is it
mean,
I don't think so.
I'm not offended, and as a member of the community, I think I accurately speak for everybody on the spectrum.
I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't mean anything bad, but I hope I'm not pigeonholing people on the spectrum. I think you're great. I'm just saying that his specific brand of autism is one of history lessons and blatant honesty.
Yeah, that's really good though.
Dang. Someone said I should put rhythm with autism on the wedding invites. I don't know. I feel like that could be offensive. But I feel like if an autistic person was to make merch that said, honestly, like if anybody is on the spectrum and would like to use that for merch, I give you permission. I wouldn't capitalize off it because it's not my community. But I believe in the power of capitalism benefiting you.
Oh yeah.
Somebody's comment in the tube says, marriage is a sacrament. It's not a reward for being a heterosexual, and any church not honoring the sacrament doesn't deserve to call itself Christian. I assume that was said about you or to you, Buzzy. I don't know. But I
That's
would assume.
weird because
Such an odd.
for you know nothing about my partner and the way in which we live, I mean would be none of your business. Also, on the opposite side of that, I don't think that marriage is a reward for himself for a very long time. But I will say that when you meet someone that is kind and charming, and you think their brain is pretty, that sometimes you consider spending the rest of your life with them. You don't have to get married.
Yeah, typically
But
how it goes.
it's nice to have a buddy. And my buddy takes me to Walt Disney World and buys me Mickey ears. You wish your buddy was as cool as mine.
Apparently, you missed his point. Terry, you can rephrase your point if you want.
Then restate your point or make it
Yeah,
a
say it
question.
differently.
Let's talk
Yeah,
about it.
say it differently, Terry. If you feel like she missed it.
I'm gonna meet you with whatever energy you give me, Terry.
Now, keep in mind, Terry, you can't read tone through a comment. So if you have a certain tone that you want to convey, make sure you use specific words.
Or just put the tone in parentheses.
Would that be easier?
Yeah.
Why don't more people do that?
Yeah,
That's actually a
like
good
why
idea.
not just be blatant? Like why not just be blatant about it if there's something at you?
That's
Just put
actually
the
a good
tone in
idea.
parentheses. Yeah, put the tone in parentheses, and then I'll act accordingly.
That would make texting a lot easier in certain circumstances.
Indeed. Also, thank you for everybody telling me congratulations. You all are so nice. I'm merely just a bee. I often forget that Dougie is in front of an audience of hundreds.
I know, sometimes it just, I forget about that, and I just feel like it's just us 2, 3, or whatever up here.
Yeah, like I'm so sorry. I forgot to tell you me. I'm getting married. Doug in middle of business. Ooh, yes. Not necessary, but nice. Correct. I personally, here's the thing. I talked to Dougie about this because if those of you who don't know, first of all, Dougie is on the open market. I regularly try to sell him. Dougie is on the open market. He doesn't want anything serious, but a nice companion to spend the winter nights with would be nice. And we love that for Dougie and his biceps. So if Dougie is your type, please hop in his DMs. Now that I've done selling Dougie, here's the thing. I don't think marriage is for everybody. Not everybody wants to be married. And how do we know that marriage is not for everybody? Because there are married people in polyamorous relationships. I've had this discussion several times over. If you want to be poly, there's no need to be married. Like, nobody was forcing you into the sanctity of marriage where there is a whole bunch of repercussions if this shit goes left. Like, you don't have to be married to live the life that you desire. You can do that. And the other thing is, right, if you just want the commitment of marriage in some sort of procession like event, there are commitment ceremonies that don't require a marriage license. There are multiple ways to live how you want to live. But then the other thing that I will say to that too, and that's not a negative on the people that found out these things about themselves later on in life, because sexuality is not linear, nor is desire, and it changes over the course of your life. There's tons of research papers about it. And, you find out different things. Bye, Corey. But you find out different things as you live, and then you adapt. So some people that are in polyamorous marriages found out later on that this is something that works for them. But it's good to be able to go through the ups and downs.
See you,
Thank you,
Corey.
Corey. It's good to be able to go through the ups and downs of life and see what that is. And you should feel comfortable enough with your partner to discuss those things. And you have to figure out what works for you. So while marriage is not for everybody, marriage is for somebody. But what I don't agree with is the statement that there is no benefit to marriage. That's a
Randy,
weird statement to me.
These are not, probably would not be considered healthy. They're a very good
Because
tasting snack.
legally, there are tons of benefits in marriage. Dougie, I think you're muted, bub. You are muted.
I was talking to Randy. No, these are not healthy pretzels. They are good tasting, unhealthy pretzels. I mean, they're covered in white chocolate, white fudge, so, I mean, they're not awful. I mean, if you had a couple, you'd be fine. 5 of them is 140 calories, so that's really not that much. But try stopping at 5; it would be difficult.
I don't know.
I'm gonna
if
finish the whole
people-
bag. I'm gonna finish the whole bag.
So I can't say that poly people in marriages do it because they need some sort of hierarchy. I think some people have a lot of love to give, and they recognize within themselves that just loving one person is not enough to kind of quell that need to love and be loved. And it's perfectly okay if that's how you feel. For me personally, I always state when people ask me if I could be in a polyamorous relationship, my response is very simple. And that is, I'm an only child. I've never had to share.
I'm anything but an only child. Cannot relate.
Yeah, I'm an only child. I've never had to share. I don't have the patience for it. My thoughts are singular.
I always had siblings around, but
I also think the other thing is people need to stop confusing polyamorous people with promiscuous people. Like, polyamory and promiscuity are not the same thing. And I'm not saying those people that are just wilding and calling it polyamory, because no, there's actually like healthy communication within polyamorous relationships. Healthy communication, and you have to be able to communicate to deal with that many people.
But I do need to wrap this up though, guys, because I gotta wake up pretty fucking early tomorrow for clients.
You're gonna go to sleep at a decent time.
Decent-ish. I mean,
You're eating chocolate and you're going to bed. Dougie, this is a great day for your body. It's like you're healing in real time.
I'll take it. I
When's
still
the
got more
last time
pretzels
you
to eat.
touched the Michelina's microwavable meals?
It's been a bit. I mean, I've used the microwave for other stuff.
You're
but
still
I haven't had
cooking?
anything specific. No, I get food. I've reheated food that I got, so that's basically what I've been eating lately. But I was in Seattle for a whole week right before this, so I was eating a bunch of good food over there. But I do need to go shopping. Yeah.
You're living better. It seems like the peanut butter hasn't gotten you. Look at you.
I haven't eaten peanut butter in a while. I got sick of eating it. There's only so much I can do it, but yeah. All right, guys. If you enjoyed the live, click the red follow button and give Buzzy a follow. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you give me a subscription. It's in the top right, I think. I don't know. So I've been told. I'll let you guys know at some point when I go live tomorrow. Sorry, I know it's random. I know sometimes they can be early as noon Eastern. Sometimes I think I went live today at, 7-something, maybe. I don't remember when it was. But I know people would prefer if I had specific times. I get it. I just can't stick to it. I cannot commit. I am sorry. I tried it a couple months ago. I had a plan. I put it out, and I did it for a week, and that was all I can do. But whenever I'm ready to do it, I will. I don't know if that's going to be soon. All right. If you want to join Discord, link is in the bio. If the link doesn't work, shoot me a message. I'll give you a link that works. And if you want to join the I forgot what it's called. Bulletin board. If you want to join the bulletin board, click in the top left. It's up there. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Have a good night.